What is up, guys? Cyber Houdini here, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XVI. We're getting into this now. We just had some incredible revelations there in the last stream. It's pretty special. Holy hell. I've been saying it since the start, since I played the demo, that it feels more God of War than the last two God of Wars. Isn't that crazy? The bosses are something else. Like, you can tell that this was directed by an MMO director because they know how to do set pieces, to bring a true boss fight, you know? I don't think I've felt this kind of level of boss fights since fucking, God, Final Fantasy 9 or something, where they just fill up the whole goddamn screen. It's pretty special. Every time I stream this, and every chapter really feels like a season of a show. You're getting that kind of slow burn where you're introduced to new characters, new areas, new story beats, world building, and then it just ramps up and it keeps going and it keeps going into a massive crescendo. It's pretty special. So yeah, you are having a little bit of downtime, if you want to call it that, but I think as much as I do feel that as well, I understand how writing goes and how things work, you know? You have to have those cool-off moments so you can build up again. If it's nothing but banger after banger, you actually end up not appreciating what you're seeing on screen. It reminds me a lot of the Spider-Man movies where a lot of people are like, oh, they're too long, this, that. I completely get that, right? But here's the thing. You forget that every single frame has been painstakingly made by thousands of animators. So what happens is, yeah, you kind of, there's so much cool shit going on screen, even in this trailer, that you forget how incredible things are. Hell yes. So they've added a new update that seems to improve performance, but also more importantly adds motion blur settings with the ability to, for some reason, turn it up even more, but also completely turn it off, which is more important. Also, there's camera follow options, a couple of other little quality of life stuff that clearly they either forgot about or just ran out of time at the end. Final Fantasy. Now, I think we're moving into what, like the second week or so that this is out, and the numbers come out from Japan, and yeah, they've dropped off a cliff a little bit. But here's the thing, like these games, especially Japanese-made games, have to do well in Japan. I understand that completely, but honestly, in this day and age, the Japanese audience for console games and PC it's dwindled to like a tenth of what it was. Like, Japan is ruined by mobile games, let's be honest. So if you're not doing stellar numbers in Japan, it ain't the fucking end of the world. Honestly, these days, and this game especially, I feel like was made for a Western market as well. I mean, they translated and did all the lip syncing for English first. That's the first time ever. Like, I have played a lot of JRPGs, and you've got this kind of weird mouth movement that is meant to, replicate the Japanese, so it looks very weird with the slower English. Alright, so let's see how this works with the update. I'm just going to do my usual on PS5 with continue game, and it's been very nice to just like boom, like a punch to the face and you're back in the game, no messing around. But we'll see if it actually loads it up differently. It might do it, yeah, with the new update, you see. So it might be like, hey, we want to tell you about the new features in the update. I get that. But yeah, it's pretty special. Like, just being on PS5 is obviously going to hurt it. I mean, it sold over 3 million copies in a week, so it's doing great, you know. I just think that Square Enix... No, it just jumps you back into the action. Lovely, okay. Let's check out the options here. So we've made it to a brand new area. It's all deserty now. Lots of spoilers, of course, if you don't want to see that kind of stuff. But it's been amazing. We've had some losses, spoilers, but we have lost Sid, the best character in the game. Unfortunately has died. We've inherited his icon Ramu though, which is good, and we've also learned that in true Final Fantasy form there's a big bad beyond this simple little kingdoms fighting each other, and it's known as Ultima. It seems to be a god or an icon god who seems to have Clive in mind for some nasty fucking takeover stuff, possibly like possession or something. I don't know. We'll have to see. But he has plans for him. So we literally have to take down the gods. That starts with the mother crystals. Okay, let's see. Let's see where these new options are. We might have to go back to the main menu screen. Here we go. So now it has like motion blur strength. You see this? So we're used to motion blur just having a different kind of slider. But yeah, 5 is like the most powerful. I don't know if this is going to take effect straight away. Actually, yeah, I can tell. Now, motion blur is a development tool basically to hide things like jaggies, which is where you're going to have high intense movement kind of showing up a lot of the edges of polygons and that. And I think it's become the new fucking anti-aliasing at this point, where they just shove motion blur in it. Now, they say it's for cinematics and they say it's for high speed, blah, blah, blah. Most people are sick as a dog from motion blur. It gives them motion sickness, hence the name, huh? But, yeah, a lot of devs, you're so in a bubble you don't realize that. Let's see what else things they have here. Target lock is fine. Camera sensitivity. Target follow, I think, was that a big one? Yeah, player follow. People were getting pissed because the camera tends to... But I find the more you argue against the camera, the more it fucks you up. So it's always best just to let the camera do its own thing, unless you're inside of a wall or something. Mainly, that's my only issue. With modern cameras, I'm pretty okay with them, except in combat games where you're pushed into tight corridors or whatever, and you're, as I say, eating the camera, eating the wall, where it's basically you can't see your main character anymore. You only see, you know, a giant blown up creature fighting you because the camera's been shoved into them. That's all really. That's just a tiny pet peeve, but it's more of a non-innovative third-person thing where it's like, yeah, just all they have to do is just make more battlefields without walls and stuff. It's not that hard. You won't. Then the camera can float through the wall for all I give a fuck. For all I give a fuck, huh? How's it going, Lacuna? How you doing? So you downloaded Black Ops? Jesus, dude. I was just looking at it myself, and it says it needs 325 gigs. Like, what the fuck is that? Is that real? I didn't download it yet, but I might do. It said it here somewhere when I was fucking doing the usual thing where I just add everything to the library. Watch this shit here. 325 gigs. That's like 80% of... My head's still in the way. That's like 80% of the hard drive. Are they fucking well in the head? Nice. Yeah, dude, I was going to stream yesterday. I got in late, and I had the most unbelievable migraine, which I still have. Do you ever get those migraines behind your eye, where it feels like one eyeball is looking over here and the other's looking over there? It's that painful. And there's nothing I could do. I was like, I'm either going to vomit or pass out asleep to try and fix this thing. Well, of course, you can't just have a fucking nap around and then fix a headache. You have to, like, have a stupid... and you fuck up your whole sleeping schedule. But yeah, so we made it a little bit forward. They've added nice, nice, cheeky little things that probably we should have got. Like I said, no motion blur settings at the start, but randomly have, like, photo mode and all that. Priorities, am I right? Priorities. I'm one of those guys that I genuinely couldn't give a fucking rat's arse about photo mode. I think digital photography is fucking amazing, and what people are able to do is better than some of the atmosphere inside of a game. But we also live in a world where we have the fucking screenshot button, we have the fucking print screen button on PC, and then you have things like Photoshop and all that, you know?
Otto will want to know what happened in Cosmos.
Alright. Oh, look at little Torgal. Apparently Torgal has a bit of a backstory as well. So yeah, we've got revelations now. We've met our weird god that we have to take down, the four-armed Ultima. And unfortunately we've lost a member of our team, Sid. It's been pretty special. Tomorrow I'm going to finish off Zelda. Like, we're right at the end. We got a horrible padded dungeon in the last stream, which I can do nothing but knock points off the game for, unfortunately. I saw what they were trying to do. It was like another dungeon, but it felt like
Staying on this time.
horrendous padding. So we're basically hiding away from Hugo the Titan, who happens to be one of the biggest Eikons. He's literally a 100-foot giant, and he's hunting us down because we killed Benedicta. Now you can see the motion blur has definitely gone away, but now you can see what it was hiding. Watch around Clive there. Do you see when I move? That's a ghosting effect, and that is an issue a lot of games have as well. So that's what motion blur was clearly hiding. It only seems to be in certain parts as well. This is really cool, this place. It looks like a giant airship. I love the music. It's gone very tropical Persian. Such a beautiful game. I'm glad the motion blur is gone. My favorite thing about this game is the combat. I mean, it's Devil May Cry Final Fantasy. In some ways, it's better than Devil May Cry 5. Because Devil May Cry 5 had a nasty need to add extra characters to play with, which is fine, but it's like By the time he got around to fighting with V, which was fucking emo gobshite. Yeah, he's a lot of characters like that. People like lose their shit over in the artist fandom and all that kind of stuff. And I get that they're cool characters to look at, but most of these fuckers don't even play the games. They're like, yeah, man, I'm doing cosplay for Final Fantasy, but I don't own a PS5, and I'm like, okay, it's whatever. It's always so strange. It's like an outside point of view. You can be mad fandoms of games without ever playing them. Took so much fucking... Oh, dude, here's the new thing as well. Like, I kind of owe you an apology. I owe a couple of people. I think it really was me that was causing trouble with Fortnite. So I finally, I reset my modem. I only do that like once a fucking blue moon, you know? And as I turned it off, I still had internet on the PS5 with the cable in, but there was no internet. I found out that it's been hooking up to a Wi-Fi hotspot this whole time. So even if you plug a cable in, it doesn't take over. So we'll see if this changes things. Fuck's sake. It's been on I think when my internet died that time, I never fucking deleted the old hotspots and Wi-Fi. So it's, even though with the cable, it's supposed to be getting like 500 up and all this stuff, and it was getting a fucking hotspot. So I think it was me. It's something like that where you wouldn't notice in a normal game. Then you go on a competitive multiplayer, so it might have actually been me. We'll see later. We'll give it a try. But damn, dude, when I noticed it, I'm like, you dirty bastard. And like, my downloads haven't been taken any longer than normal. So it was never something I would have caught until I turned the fucking internet off. I'm like, why have I still got internet? God damn it. Anyway, so yeah, it might have actually been none of us. It might have been me. It might have been the game. Who knows? Hello, Vivian.
Back from your mission?
We'll get some chocobos now. We'll get the whole lot going.
To luck alone.
One might say the same of you.
Have you played any of the other free PS Plus games?
I'll have you know that only 4 attempts have been made on my life.
Oh my. But how many attempts have been made on your pussy?
So, to what do I owe the honor? Could it be that you've come for one of my lessons?
Is that what they call them now?
So hard to believe.
Clive is now all grown up and pissed off.
Shall we start with a state?
It seems like he's burnt off his brand.
She finds herself at the mercy of armies and outlaws. Well, mostly armies.
I feel you'll not never feel bad for taking a day off. That's all good.
But the
it's usually Wednesdays because it's just later working for me. I don't like to do it. Okay, I've been slacking on Kick. I need to do Saturday and Sunday. I keep slacking on it. I don't see it as a day off. It's just streaming.
Dominion over northeastern storm has
Jesus.
Recent days have seen the blight wrest ever more land from her grasp.
Fuck.
For which reason she has continued to wage war on her rival across the strait.
I know one of my favorite underground artists turned out to be a huge... Oh no, dude. I feel like deja vu. Has that happened a couple of times now? False assault claims. Oh, that's lousy. Is it a dude?
Little wonder then that Sylvester set his sights on the crystalline dominion.
Damn.
An altogether easy
I'm sorry.
target, possessed of no less ether.
Multiple times, yeah.
It was 5 years ago.
Dude, when they're underground like that and barely hitting the mainstream, and they already reveal what a dick they are,
subjugating its theretofore neutral neighbor.
That's so bad.
A nation which could legitimately claim to be the center of the world. Certainly there is
I wish we had a map like this.
Army. From there, the Holy Empire's reach spans the Twins.
Damn.
The non-aggression treaty was the only thing keeping them in check. But if they truly broke the pact without provocation...
You know me, man. I'll just fucking press the snooze button on politics.
Others reply in kind.
All that really matters to us is the Mother Crystals.
The Holy Empire.
I don't give a fuck about the kingdoms.
The Dalmacian Republic. The Kingdom of Walud.
Walud.
And of course, our friends in Yaran.
Yaran.
Who will be left standing?
Beautiful accent.
When the last drop of blood is spilled.
You were born in Twinside. Do you not fear for your home?
Oh, dark clouds are wont to gather over the Dominion.
It's not you, in all honesty, the servers too. Yeah, I think it was a bit of everything.
And when the storm has passed, I am confident.
I knew something was up because I was always like, Just invite me, don't have me
as to
host,
the
because
matter of
something was
payment
going
for
on.
today's lesson,
I chalked it up to
complete a simple
streaming
entry
and playing a
we shall consider
multiplayer game on the
ourselves
same network,
Even.
which is just not really that much of an issue.
Return this volume to old tomes in the shelves.
Most artists I find are the worst kind of people. God, that sucks.
Adequate.
What happens? Like, why does
I suppose
creating
to visit our
that kind of
historian.
music or whatever they're up to, artists in general, why does that seem to attract like horrible narcissistic bastards? Like, what is it? The ego? Is it the fact that you're creating something and you feel like they deserve, or is it attention? Like, what the hell is it? There's a I swear to God, social media has created like a new fucking mental health issue. I don't know. It's crazy. Have you messed around with Threads yet or anything? They just launched Instagram's, or let's call it what it is. It's fucking Meta and Facebook. Their version of Twitter. It's not available in the EU, and I don't know when. They're having a lot of issues with, as you can imagine, EU is pretty cagey when it comes to social media. Understandably so. I heard a nasty little thing already. Just like with when Facebook had Oculus, the VR guys, you needed a Facebook account to just fucking use VR. It's so stupid. Now, if you try and delete your thread, if you don't like them, your thread account, it deletes your Instagram account, so they're all connected. So it's up to you. I have an Instagram account, never fucking use the thing. But just like with Threads, I'd rather just get the account just to have my name, because people are weird, man. There's people, I don't knock side hustle, but people who squat on websites hoping and praying that they can sell it to the person needing it it's a bit of an odd one, you know? It's like blackmail. It's like, honest to God, blackmail. It's like, I'm gonna squat on your domain name and then blackmail and sell it to you. Weird, man. Monetizing blackmail. I don't know. But teach their own. Like I said, I don't knock people's hustle. I'm not like, for or against anything, but I've always said the ladies doing their OnlyFans thing, like, get your bag, do your thing. It's changing the face of dating and just romance in general, where it's like, hey, I've seen your tits, pussy, and gaping asshole before we ever go on a date. Nice.
Is everything alright?
What else did I see? Yeah, there's still a lot of wrestling going on between Kick and Rumble. Apparently, like, Rice Gum is going to Rumble, and Aiden Ross is pissed. I didn't even know those guys were boys, but there you go. I would really like to see Aiden Ross go to Rumble, or just kind of get off Kick, because he really is bringing just bad attention to the platform. Not to mention giving Aiden, what's his name, Andrew Tate, they all sound the same. Aiden Ross and Tate, giving him a platform, which I would rather not have, because I have high hopes for Kick, but it's not as if I have like stocks or anything. I don't give a fuck. Same with all of them. One of my biggest hopes for Kick is that it literally kicks Twitch up the arse, so it'll fix half that stuff, TwitchCon on Paris is going on right now, which is kind of cool. Half the people are scared shitless because of the social movement going on right now, as they call it, otherwise known as pillaging and plundering riots, like the fucking pirate days. But it's kind of settled down. I don't like the people who use those riots and protests as an excuse to loot and destroy. Yeah, I think people were telling me like the best side quests to do will usually have like a little plus on them, and then they have these little hunts which are just basically like Monster Hunter, where you're just tackling a really difficult side boss. Off limits, that means you. Yeah, we'll have some fun. I appreciate you always hanging out. I know you'll probably be busy next week. I wish you all the best for the weekend and the following week, dude, If you were me sibling, I would tell you to be safe. I'd give you a few bob to have a bit of fun,
This plank will have to.
But I wish you all the best. You deserve. You've had a bit of a rough year, just with everything and stacked on top of everything. So hopefully it all goes well. See, this is what I'm saying. Fucking place. I will never fix that bug as long as I live. It is the worst thing the console has to offer. I didn't have this problem on PS4. What I have to do now, it seems to stop doing it after like 20 minutes or whatever, but I have to do the do not disturb.
Look, Sid. Squeaks wants to meet you.
Oh, little mouse.
I can keep him, can't I? Can't I?
Sure you can. Just make sure no rabies and all that. I know that new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie's coming out. Seth Rogen and that. I can't wait. I've always had a soft spot for the TMNT Turtles. So it'd be really cool if they do skins in Fortnite for that. Because they're very stylized, very anime stylized, so I'm down for that. So I think this is where a lot of the... This is just the fast travel. Oh no, this is... Yeah. Okay, cool. This is if you want to replay in arcade mode and all that. If you couldn't tell, it was like Devil May Cry. Oh, look how it is. He survived.
Business or pleasure?
It's been 5 years. It has been 5 years. That's why Clive looks a bit...
Come again.
Alright, I will come again. Give me about 20 minutes.
Have we any more knuckle pies?
Nice. Hide away. No, I like this one. Our terms where the heart is. This is so chill. I can only imagine where the game goes from here. It says I'm about 30% through the game, but we'll see about that. We'll see about that. We will. This whole thing is like a ship. Clive has also taken up the name of Sid. One, because he's they're looking for him. And two, I think just so he can hide his real name. And also honor his fallen comrade. Yeah, attention and limelight, I think so. 5 groups now. I found out that they're worse people. Damn. I remember the days of Warp Tour and all that, and that just turned out to be like a grooming festival. That's all it was. Nearly every one of those YouTubers back then, and even like Katy Perry started on the Warp Tour, which is wild. But the amount of stories that came out, holy shit! Like I watch a lot of long form commentary, and a lot of them do a lot of just basically dramas and commentary on YouTubers and that. Things like Tricky Tom and a few others like that. Not always Tricky Tom. He's has his own problems, that lad.
Norseman Hippocrates.
Hippocrates.
Now that is a name I have not heard.
Instagram, but I've had the worst experience. Oh no.
So long, in fact.
Harassed by your ex. Yeah, it sounds like it's time to make a new one.
Welcome home, Clive.
Fresh start.
You were missed, as always.
I believe this belongs to you.
Twitter.
Vivian asked me to return it.
They're all fucking dying, aren't they? They really are all dying. You guys love your photography and you do a great job.
Ready? Our
There's much at all, but if I am, I'll get both to stop by. Oh, you don't have to. You don't have to. You're too nice. You really don't have to. If I was you, I would turn off the internet.
Either in words or tarts.
Just relax into each other, you know.
I have continued my search for mention of the creature.
You're probably nervous as hell, you poor thing. It's completely normal.
Without access to the great libraries,
you go to like an intense online relationship, and now you have to see how the dynamic works in real time.
I am sorry.
Please, don't apologize. I'll send word to our associates. See if they can't furnish you with more books.
I fear it is not more books that I require, but the right ones. Mayhap we look in the wrong
This guy's cool. Like it acts
There are
as
still libraries
the lower and the
see what I can
previously on, you know, kind
You
of
are
thing.
too kind.
Previous on Final
There
Fantasy
are
16.
not many in this world who would indulge the whims of a tired
Area.
story.
Not too tired to go filching Kubo nuts, though.
Where do these guys come from?
Always got a pocket for him. Nicks him off the Moogle.
Hush now. We all know there's no such thing as Moogles.
Moogle? Dude, I've been calling them Muggles for... what happened? Maybe it is
Seem
Moogle.
well.
Fuck.
Aye.
No, I'm thinking
They
of the
are
other one.
Far too little for
Goddamn
one so
bastard
young.
Harry Potter.
The loss of their parents weighs heavy on them. However well they hide it.
I always find it hilarious that most of the spin-off Final Fantasy games, Kingdom Hearts, were the games that ended up giving us a concise and real pronunciation for half of the stuff. Instead of, you know, just releasing a video like fucking 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
Good day, Clive.
Good day.
Deedle dingle ding.
Gav will be back soon.
Just want to break out the old mandolin. Same with Pyro as well. He's had issue with Instagram. You know what? Fuck that website. I never saw it as social media anyway. Not until they start doing lives and all that.
Not back a blink and you're already off solving everyone's problems.
I love her. She's our
It looks
healer.
good, Clive.
Goes well with the scowl.
I know that fucking voice too. It's as Irish as it comes.
I'd forgotten what life was like without it. What it was like to be myself.
You goal, yeah.
And it's all thanks to you, Talia.
The scalpel did most of the work. Ah, before I forget, a rider was here with a letter from Gav. Otto left it on your desk.
Not a stolus. All right, I'll have a look.
And then you get some rest.
Dude, it's hard to find Final Fantasy 16
Could
stuff.
Gav have thought worthy of a letter?
It's so annoying. It always keeps autocorrecting. Not even autocorrecting. Even when I have 16 typed in, it still shows me 14 stuff because it's one is IV and one's VI. You know.
Have you been to the toll?
It's also a purebred sign that there's too many numbered Final Fantasies. It is fucking time to move on. Just give them a name like Halo does. This is Clive's chambers and Jill's waiting here. These two have got that kind of will they won't they.
Otto was here earlier with a letter from Gav. He left it on your desk.
The sexual tension is incredible. I'm not gonna be sitting on my phone or anything. Yeah, no, I hear that. It's hard to pull away from it. And they call these little owls stolasses. And they're basically like carrier pigeons, but they're owls. Pretty cute. We get not much of a bed, huh? The wall of memories. Oh, that's because it's not a bed at all. You fucking idiot. Let's see, the oath, huh? I like the music here. Created the day Clive pledged his allegiance to Cid. This crystal shard transfixed with twin daggers is a powerful reminder of a promise made, a friendship forged, and a legacy inherited. That's cool. That's super sad. Alright. Reading table, huh? Okay. New messages are always arriving. The Republic's play. Oh, Gav, yeah, he did lose an eye.
What does Gav have to say?
Fuck off!
The Republican army is on the march, leaving Randalar in Hugo Kupka's charge. With him and his men
Hugo
occupied
Kupka.
with the defense of the capital, they're less likely to trouble us.
Good news, then.
It's more than that. This is our chance. The one we've been waiting for.
First we had a 13-year
Look how
time
far
jump,
we've
now
come.
5 years.
All that we have here, our friends, the hideaway, are they not cause for joy?
5 years. 5 long years. If I could only command this power I've been granted, we might have achieved so much more. But each time I reach for it, it's like something is holding me back.
You are.
Summoning an icon exacts a price not easily paid. Your body knows this only too well. It's merely trying to save you from yourself.
And every burden I cannot bear falls to you.
This mission of ours has made me question everything I thought I knew. But one thing has become abundantly clear. The crystals take more than they give.
Cool.
In exchange for momentary comfort, we must endure a lifetime of pain, war after war, loss upon loss. And now they rob us of our very homes, leaving naught but dust.
Damn,
and
she's
ash.
grown into quite a powerful woman.
But you're trying to change that. We're trying to change that.
She barely spoke many words
And to
before.
me, that's no burden.
I know, but
He's doubting himself.
Try not to forget.
It is clever.
We're only here because Joshua gave us a second chance. It would be a pity to waste such a precious gift.
He's the icon of fire Ifrit, but we don't get to summon him ourselves. We have the Phoenix, we have
he
Garuda.
did. He was there.
Yeah.
It wasn't an illusion.
I knew from the start that he wasn't dead.
I heard him call out to Ultima.
Ultima. You don't become the fucking icon of the Phoenix and not be reborn again and again. He absorbed
If
Ultima
Joshua is still alive, he'll
into
be looking
himself.
for that.
So I worry we'll be fighting some
thing.
weird form of Joshua Ultima thing. Good idea.
Do you think he will ever come back?
I know he will. And we must be ready when he does.
Yeah, the Phoenix Down has been like an iconic item in Final Fantasy history since the very beginning, where it brings dead party members back to life in battle. And it was always in the shape of a potion or a bottle.
A world without mother crystals.
I always thought that's what it meant, you know. But it wasn't until I was older I realized it means Phoenix Down Feather. So I like Goose Down Feather. To Sid, yes. So we're going after the mother crystals, which have powered the whole world of magic. But little did we know, now you can see people's little creature comforts where they use the magic to like do random tasks like drying their clothes and distilling their water and random shit like that. Has now a massive price to pay. We've been siphoning from the mother crystals, and so the North is lost. They repay us by creating a giant blight on the land.
I knew that the blight spread ever more swiftly, Your Grace.
I don't know who this girl is.
This is far, far worse than any could have imagined.
Joshua finally cut his hair.
It's only a matter of time before the twins are no more.
Who are the twins? Oh man, this music.
The world marches ever closer to its end, and here we chase shadows. Tell me, brother, are our efforts in vain?
No. You can create a new world. Every time they turn into the Eikons, the big gods, and they're fighting, and I get it, it's what they need to do. But it's actually draining, and it's probably what's causing the blight as well.
My apologies, I didn't mean to intrude.
Yes.
Not at all. We were just discussing strategy.
Speak freely, Otto.
It's Martha, from the inn. She's gone missing. Anyway, I'll be in the mess when you've finished.
Very well.
Is Martha alive? It's probably not the same from Martha's Rest. We saw her dead as dead, her eyes were open. This is definitely the darkest Final Fantasy I've ever played. And there's some dark ones, like,
what would make Martha leave
you know,
the
people
rest?
get slaughtered and die in nearly every Final Fantasy. But it's usually a very pivotal moment, and this one, it's like just dark and despair. It is Final Fantasy emo. But I like that. It's about time. Like, I've heard tale of Dragon Quest doing the same. You know, people have grown up with Final Fantasy, and media as it is has a place for the likes of Mario and Kirby and all that. But you know, we're a little bit grown up towards that as well, and we have the old Final Fantasies and we have the new ones. It's no harm for everything to kind of grow up with its fans. I think during the PS1, PS2 era, the N64, the GameCube, it was all about, you know, as good as graphics as you can get, but still highly animated and highly aimed at kids, between Crash and Spyro and Mario and Zelda and Kirby and all that. But then, as we moved into the PS2 era, and yeah, the GameCube and a few others, and even PS3 as well, you can tell every single studio moved over to be, you know, dude bro edgelord, and there's nothing wrong with that either. Like, you know, we went from Crash Bandicoot, you know, to Uncharted, and then to Gears of War, and Call of Duty was always kind of war stricken, but then it definitely became military dude bro instead of Band of Brothers, which I argue is a way better setting than, you know, Soap and fucking Gav and Price just shagging a donkey for 14 fucking years. But we'll see where things go. And then obviously you couldn't get more edgelord than the entire Black Ops series. It was like even their armor had spiky bits coming out of it. I was like, damn. We'll be back in the Black Ops era. Don't sweat it. You know, we'll have Modern Warfare 3 remake this year, but next year it'll be Black Ops again. Treyarch are probably the best Call of Duty developer. So yeah, it's interesting to see how that goes. But Final Fantasy has kept that kind of whimsical vibe to it, even through that era.
Something's not right.
You think this was planned?
Course it bloody
We used to
was.
get about 3 or 4
since Eastport,
Final
the
Fantasy
Empire's been
games
tightening its grip
per
on the
generation.
Duchy's
Now we
bonds.
get 1.
They've strung up everyone who's ever set eyes on a runaway, claiming they're traitors to the Holy Throne, conspiring to restore the House of Rosfield to power.
That's the idea.
Now it sounds like the bastards have turned their attentions to the pallbearers meek enough to stay put. Naturally, old Martha could see the way the wind was blowing, complained that it was getting harder and harder to take bearers in.
And now she's missing. If she's fallen into the hands of the Empire, we could be next.
I thought she
A
was
couple
dead.
of cursed breakers are already on their way to the inn.
I want a grim dark story where it's nothing but intense gore.
If
Yeah.
this is as bad as I think it is,
Warhammer video
we might
games
end up
coming
having
out
to save
for
their
sure.
houses and all.
Don't
Gears
worry,
copied Warhammer for real.
I'll
This
make
is,
sure
yeah.
everyone gets home safe.
The giant armor, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, we're got like Space Marines coming back. We just had the new Warhammer bolt gun, which is very Doom with an anime art style to it. It's fantastic. It's one I've wanted to play. There's a couple of games out there I'm really pissed I don't get to play, like Dave the Diver, even Only Up, stuff like that, where I'm like really feeling the pinch. And like with Starfield coming up, I genuinely need to you know, piss or get off the pot when it comes to a new PC. It's just every month, every week I hear of new graphics cards dropping, and then the arse falling out of the old one. So I'm like, my brain just keeps telling me, hold the line, and you know the arse will fall out of them. At this point, I'd be better off nearly going with AMD.
Rosaria's not so kind to travelers these days. If you're bound for the rest, make sure you keep your wits sharp and your steel sharper.
That's how you do an Irish accent, people. It's called natural. It's pretty simple, you know? Just fucking hire an Irish person. Or at least someone who knows how to fucking put on a voice. Instead of being so forced and me shillelaghs and me Lucky Charms. We don't talk like that. No one has ever said top of the morning, realistically. Fucking Jacksepticeye is the worst thing to happen to that phrase.
No one works longer or harder than our Otto.
Otto.
You can scour the whole of Storm and Ash, and you won't find a better man.
Damn, girl.
Escape from the
Tell me your panties are dropping without telling me your panties are dropping.
I had some help.
Otto.
It was mostly luck.
Alright, how do you get out of this place? Jesus, I think we have to go down to... God, it's huge. It's cool, it's in the shape of a ship. Especially around here. Which is clever because Sid has always been, you know, maybe it'll transform into a ship, but I don't think there's airships in this. Clive is here, so we're heading back here. Yeah, as much as I like the idea of this map, and it's highly detailed and all that, and it's lovely, it's also complete bollocks. The whole thing is shaped, I don't know what they were going for. It's shaped like sand or ice or whatever, but whether I'm here and I go as far as here, it can go from desert to ice for no reason, but the map does not reflect that. I don't know really what they were going for, to tell you the truth. It's a very strange one. Then you have these little lines drawn up, which are obviously to show you the different kingdoms and that. It's odd, you know. We're living in better map times than this, you know. But I have more issue with modern maps than I do, you know. I think they once again, it's style over any kind of substance at all. Like I look at the Tears of the Kingdom map, which is fine, you know, it's 3 layers right on top of each other, and you know, you can put your stamps down, it'll still tell you which layer the stamp is on. I get that, but it's this really annoying feature where it has your coordinates, very much like Minecraft, you know, and obviously you have 3 layers, so you're going to have 3 different coordinates, which are, you know, not just your fucking XY axis, it's the whole thing, but it doesn't move with your cursor. So either I'm missing something, or the internet's just being stupid, where they tell you where, you know, a quest is, a shrine is, and they'll tell you the coordinates. I can't search the coordinates. I can't even if I move my cursor like this, nothing. It only tells me where Lynx is. Anyway. Okay, I need to know what happened here. At the end of the last, or even the start of the last stream, we had saw that the Royal Empire came in and just destroyed everyone here, killed them. We saw Martha. Oh no, it was Hannah who was dead, not Martha. Martha must have survived. Now you can see, like, although the motion capture or motion blur turning it off has helped, it's now creating a little bit of a framey thing going on, where it's still crispy, but I could tell that it's probably wavering closer to 50 rather than 60. No, Hannah. That was it. It was Hannah that died, not Martha.
Sid?
Excuse me. Too many
I
names.
said you'd be coming.
I trust you don't mind. Also thought you might need some help.
Yeah, all these games are very impressive, and
Say that, yes.
they're wonderful to
The
play.
Imperials ascended like a storm.
All the big ones. But
No one was spared their fury.
there's just weird niggly things that are lacking, and it drives me nuts. And they're simple things, you know? Why are we only getting motion blur settings now? Or Tears of the Kingdom, like, why is the frame rate so shit?
To the Abbey, sheltering Martha's
Why is there 5 hours of padding at the end? So yeah, none of these games get a 10 from me. I'm sorry. I'm not Mr. sucking off Nintendo or Sony or Xbox. I think they're wonderful games, but there's no such thing as a 10 out there. Yet to find a 10. That's why I hate things like Famitsu and IGN and all those pricks over at Metacritic, OpenCritic. It's all bollocks. It's all bollocks. Especially when you see what the Steam review bombing and Metacritic review bombing can do. Why have a point system if it's so easily manipulated for the better and for the worse? It's all nonsense. Just play the game you want. If you're hyped for it, don't let anybody tell you differently. Unless the performance is shit or something. Just play it and have some fun. Because trust me, 5 minutes on the internet will destroy any love for anything you've ever, you know, we're into, like music, games, movies. The less time you spend critiquing these things, the better. People just get off on that stuff. I'm just enjoying these, you know, I love them, but if I was to sit back and actually rate them myself, it would be far skewed than the modern hype train and the modern Debbie Downers, which is half of the YouTubers. They know that views come with hate, so they're like, no problem. I'll say whatever I want. I fear we've lost the passion of video games when we push for 4K 60 and photo modes and pet the dog. You're like, hey motherfucker, do you remember that time when I could just turn up the fucking volume of the game? Don't even get me started on audio design. So yeah, I'm just playing games to enjoy them these days. Bum 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 bum. Let's go! Ignition! Woo! That's the best move I've ever seen. So look at me now, like I'm playing just as much indies as ever, but now getting back into free-to-play and, you know, free-to-play multiplayer. I'm loving that. Keeps things going. Very happy to do that. I like the fog. It cleanses my palate as well, you know.
Look. Up ahead.
Oh damn. What the hell?
Martha. Are you hurt?
Don't worry about me. It's them at the Abbey who need you. You have to do something.
Martha's awesome.
Tell us what happened.
She's basically
What happened? The damn
underground,
The Black Shield.
you know, against
bastards caught wind.
all the Empire and everything, helping the poor people. Think of her like almost like the old railroad where you used to transport people underground. Underground railroad.
Then
COD is the biggest cash cow I've ever seen. Yeah.
Martha, do you think you can make it back to the inn?
Curse
Cole is there with
breakers.
the other curse breakers.
I've never minded motion blur. I don't get why. Yeah, I don't get motion sick. Yeah, that's usually it. It's also, it hides a lot of stuff, dude, you know. It hides fluctuating frame rate, bad frame pacing, and it hides a lot of jaggies, edges of polygons and things like that. I know that's where anti-acelin comes in on that, but I didn't know you could do it mid-air. It's so OP, man. It's so OP. It's basically like you turn yourself into a giant flaming motorcycle and you gather up everything. I do make it look easy because it is. We'll get our chocobos going. Yeah. So for this month we have the Remnant from the Ashes and Pikmin 4 coming out. Both are only 50 each, so I'm happy. On average, depending on how busy or quiet a month is, I could spend about €300 on games. And that might only get me 3 to 4 games, if you can believe that shit. But that's where we are right now. €70, €80. It's unfortunate. It's not really about the money thing, but you know, at the end of the day, you have to kind of think about value for money, because that's where things are now. If you're not being a bit wiser with your cash, you're just paying for it in the long run. La 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 la. Yeah, a lot of these are easier out here because we've been here before. We'll see what's going on. I had a weird vibe off the church before. I'm thinking we're gonna get into some weird zombie territory or something. Fucking hell.
Are we too late?
There might still be someone inside.
Yeah, I definitely urge people to give indies a chance. Chance on something. Maybe it's on sale or something. Don't be afraid. Ah, yeah. Yeah, I think next year we'll get, like, they might start remaking all the Black Ops, or we'll get another Black Ops, but whatever. I do think they should branch that off to its side, you know, because calling something like Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War is just a fucking mouthful, man. How'd you try and type that shit out?
Damn it.
Black Ops should just be its own thing.
You lot were all spent.
It is its own thing.
Murderers.
But yeah, as Warzone and Blackout and all that dwindles, Call of Duty's still as big as ever. It's the mobile versions, man. Oh my god, you've no idea.
Must have sent them. Colluding with the enemies of the Empire is a serious
Call of Duty Mobile, Warzone Mobile, whatever it is, huge money. All of them.
And for their crimes shall they be punished. Such is the law.
The Black Shield.
To dwell in darkness.
Who the fuck are you guys?
Purge the night and welcome
They look like a separatist group of the Royal Empire.
On these are swords, we swear.
How dare you speak those words? Have you no honor?
Damn!
Clive.
Yeah, Jill can turn into Shifa, the beautiful, you know, icon based on the Indian goddess. But she very rarely does it, which is kind of cool. So if she does it in the future, you know shit's going down. Nice, yeah, we have Ramu's powers now. Powers of lightning. I'm trying to do this before, I'm really bad at it. How do you fire? I don't know. I'll figure that out. Ramu has a power where you're able to aim and shoot electricity, and I don't know how to do it. It aims, but it doesn't do anything after the fact. I'm too stupid. I'll figure this. Yeah, that is why Xbox One Activision Blizzard.
I think so.
Is for the mobile division. But I'd love to see, like, this in a perfect world, this is what I'd love to see. If they actually do get Activision Blizzard, I want them to separate out all the studios and not have 18 studios working on fucking Call of Duty, right? You've got Raven Software that used to make all the old fucking Transformers, and even like Beanox used to do Spider-Man. Like, split these out, man. Have them do stuff with that. Used to make the old, like, Deadpool games. Oh, dude, so much. Then we got, like, Toys for Bob and Vicarious Visions, who made, like, the Crash Bandicoot games. They made the Skylanders games. Like, are you crazy? Let's get them going and let them do something they really want to do. But I think
I didn't see the abbot.
I don't know if there's hope for that kind of stuff.
Alive.
It's just so silly. Just cannibalizing companies just for one game, one stupid thing. What they needed to do was never involve those studios. Just create a new one that would be like just for Warzone or whatever. Because I know there's like 800 employees that work on Fortnite alone. You couldn't tell when you play it. Like, not to be mean or anything, but I find there's far more artists making skins and flags and loading screens than there is on the actual stuff. I said that to Dynamite a lot. Like, you can tell that 90% of the creativity in Fortnite is going to the creative modes. You know, I know it makes sense, but all those mini games and maps, you can see there's thousands of them. But when it comes to the genuine Battle Royale, there's nothing. There's just nothing there. We're given the scraps off the table. That's about it. It's like, here's a new gun, fuck off, you know. If it wasn't for Zero Build, I think it might have been dead on the ground. God, these guys are sick bastards. Just murdering the bears. So you can tell they're really trying to paint that picture. It has a whole kind of backstory of classism and slavery surrounding these bears. They're able to use magic and that, and it knows it turns them to stone, or they get the blight and they just kill them.
Bears died protecting him.
It's pretty fucked up.
calling upon what little magic they had left in their bodies.
See? The problem with this kind of storyline is...
Clive, he's breathing.
Square Enix are a little bit...
We're friends of Martha.
Tone deaf, you know?
We're here to help.
Are the Imperials?
Like most JRPGs, they can make great stories, but they're
every last one
stuck in a bubble, so it's very tone deaf to modern society.
If only that were true.
Like, this is a game with literally no people of color in it, yet they talk about slavery and stuff, and it's just like, ugh.
The Black Shields.
And this is like after,
will return.
you know, the 2020 protests and Black Lives Matter, and Jesus, like Square Enix couldn't be more, boom, you know, absolutely tone deaf of modern society. That's the way they've always been.
Save her. Tell Mother.
Japan is a very closed off kind of country, very in the past, and also kind of low key racist. It's more like, it's not even racism, it's like xenophobia or something like that, where they're afraid of outsiders, you know. It's just the way. I know it sounds. It's not. It's a generalization. It's not all true of all people, of course, but
Clive.
It has been that way for the longest time. And still that running joke of you go over to any of these countries as a taller white person or possibly a person of color, and they'll be starting taking pictures of you and staring at you as if you just landed from a different planet. And it's just, we're such a small planet for that kind of mindset, you know.
We've laid the abbot to rest.
But, you know, I also come from Ireland, which is, we're very forward and very backwards all at the same time. We're a giant,
no, they didn't.
Strange little country.
But it was their choice. They knew the fate that awaited
giant
them
hypocrites
and chose
most
to
of the
meet it
time.
on their terms, fighting for those who fought for them.
Martha said they rose from their beds, threw themselves at the Imperials so she and the abbot could escape.
I've gathered the bearers' remains. We should consign them to the tide.
There's a drawbridge not far from here.
It's fun. It's fun to see what the indie developers are up to, because
if the abbot was still with us, he'd have taken the dust.
Indie development is going through its own generation.
I'll get someone to.
And people don't realize that.
I'll do it.
There's a very good reason why 90% of indie developers' first game is a Metroidvania. Because they're starting like at the 16-bit era, the 32-bit era, you know? And now their second game, what does it end up being? A Crash Bandicoot or Mario or Ratchet and Clank type clone, you know? Which is really cool. I like that. So you can see, obviously not every indie developer's like that. They're usually doing their own thing. But right now you can see that's where we are. We're getting a lot of platformers. Because, you know, there's space for that. But we're also getting a shit ton of farming sims. So they're kind of going through an Animal Crossing, Ratchet and Clank, Harvest Moon kind of. That's the era we're in. And, you know, I'm not going to lie. I've said my piece on the farming aspect of indie games. I'm done with that stuff. I really am. Like, I think we've already perfected it with Animal Crossing and fucking Stardew Valley, you know. So I'm good. I'm good. So anytime a new really cool JRPG or anything pops up and has this vast farming, because the thing about the farming in games, right, as much as we get some really cool indie games like Moonlighter where you're running a shop and farming, but then you're also moonlighting as a dungeon and you're fighting a dungeon dweller and fighting enemies. That's a really clever idea, but there's not much else you can do with farming. Farming is done. It's a very one note thing, you know. There's nothing else you can. What are you gonna do, you know? Like even there's these Pokemon clones where you grow your own monsters to fight, and I'm like, that's clever as well, but it's the same process. So yeah, I'm completely, as much as it's kind of a funny little trope, I am completely turned off when I see farming. Now, a lot of people are asking for more fishing in their video games, and that cracks me up as well. I hate to see invisible walls in modern games, but there you go. Yeah, it's funny. There's a lot of still tropey stuff around, and there's so much great indie games. There's literally nearly 1,000 video games that launch every week, every day almost, and it's wild to think about, but there you go. So yeah, don't be afraid to take a chance. There's so many sales that goes on right now on PS Plus, and look at this motherfucker. Are you a side quest? The hell are you? Sheesh. Yeah, one of those old rank C's. This is a monster quest I just kind of walked in on. Okay. Bounty 5,000. Look at that music. Notorious Marks. Okay. Renowned.
Do you think he's spotted us, Torgal?
What am I saying? Of course it has.
Of course it has.
It's a floating eyeball.
It's a floating eyeball. Oh, he's put Doom on me. That's cool. That's an old spell. And when it count down, it would kill you. It was Doom and Death.
Nice try.
Get over here! Yeah, I will never get tired of video games. I can't. I love them. But I've been playing them that long that I always feel the need to give my 2 cents on them, you know? For better or for worse.
Nice try.
There's a lot right and there's a lot wrong with modern video games. Look how good this fucking combat is, man. It's such a cool spell. Get him, Torgal. I don't know where Jill went to. She said, fuck your mothers. I really love that deadly grip. Ramu! How do I do this? Oh, there it is. O and O, okay. Wouldn't say we're all that progressive, right? You'd know better than me, like you're the newer generation. I think there's a good portion of us that are doing better or trying to do better, but just so much of the old school that are still out there, you know. There's still just so much hate online, and as you said, like, ooh, the people who are doing like false accusations and false illnesses, and that's what brings things back hundreds of years, you know. Eat it! Ooh, I thought that was him dead for real. Nice. Who needs to dodge when you're dead? Okay, that was kind of cool. Just a stronger monster. Victorious Mark. I did it for the gear. Look, are we really up to like 50k? Gotta buy some stuff.
You didn't see that coming.
Yeah, back in the old games, they had like the Doom and Death spells, and they would put like a counter on your head, and you basically had to kill the boss or die within those 10 seconds. It used to be really cruel, but you would use everything in your power. It's pretty fun. These are great games. Like back in the Sprite days, like I grew up with these, and it was such a great thing for a very young teenage me, where and even younger, you know, preteen, where you just kind of were able to, you know, forget about family life and or shit that was going on during the day in school.
That must be the bridge.
Just absolutely getting lost in these worlds, even with the pixel graphics, the sprite graphics, you know. It was very special. A lot of the themes would go over your head, and others you'd make you cry, even as a boy, you know. You're not supposed to shed a tear, goddammit. Then you go and play them again a couple of years later and rediscover those themes, and you're like, wow, this was way deeper than I thought. Kind of like how most books are. It's a great medium. Alright, what's going on here? Scatter remains. Scatter a few ashes. Nice. I basically told my girlfriend not to mention she was British. Right, right. There'll always be that kind of side of things, huh?
Bear it out to sea.
So silly. I couldn't care less, you know. I think I make a few jokes on the English.
And now they are truly.
That's all it is. It's no different than they do to us. I don't harbor any grudges or anything.
What of the Imperials?
A pyre was made. It's more than they deserve. We should go back.
You still give them a
Cole is
proper
worried about
burial.
All right.
We have Gamescom coming up in August as well, which is European E3, and Xbox and a few others usually turn up really well. I think Xbox want to go there in a big way because it'll be a few weeks before Starfield. I heard Sony might go as well. I don't know if they'll actually show anything. And then Nintendo too. They're all popping off. It's nice to see. Sony are meant to be doing a PS5 Slim this fall, but I don't know. I still think they're going to do the PlayStation Q thing first, and they don't want to cannibalize their own sales. Not to mention PSVR is not that long out and it's already dying, which sucks. Because that's just wasted R&D and money and everything else. The amount of developers that could have been... Well, I don't know why they don't focus more on PSVR and controller support. Why don't they do what they usually do, which is like a game will come out now and then it'll come out on PC a year from now or 2 years from now. Why don't they do that with games? Add controller support. They do it with some. It's very rare. Very rare. Like things like Half-Life Alyx and all that. Give it enough time. I know people are like, oh no, that'll destroy the reason to buy a VR. I'm like, if they didn't do it within a year or two, they were never going to do it. Or people like me where I just genuinely can't enjoy VR because I'm sick as a dog. I played PSVR 1 and I played the Doom on it, which is incredible. And I played Batman. I played a couple. The Astro Boy one. Astro Bot, whatever it was.
Called themselves our country.
I liked all those. But I could tell, like, Doom was amazing. Like, you can tell id Software are just geniuses. They did this, like, blink mechanic where you teleported. That's how you moved. And it stopped, like, the majority of motion sickness. But I was getting sick after a while.
No one survived then.
I'm sorry, Martha. You did. I'm happy.
I'm sorry.
Get him, Torgal. Yeah, they removed that, thankfully. I think it was my fault why you kept doing sick him, Torgal.
Tell you not to blame yourself.
I think it was all my fault.
Doesn't mean I won't.
Or
doesn't mean their blood's not on my hands.
I don't
Cole
think
said
that.
you cast their remains. That was good of you. But it should have been.
Yeah, every cozy game has to have farming. It does, right? And it drives me bonkers.
How? You couldn't have known.
It's busy work.
But I did. And I turned a deaf ear to
At least my experience, people are very surface level progressive. Yes! Yes, dude. You fucking hit the nail on the head.
Devils descending on villagers in the dead of night to
it's a form of virtue signaling. That's all it is, dude. Surface level progression. I like that.
Nothing but a ghost story meant to make folk think twice about lending a hand.
On the surface, in public, they're progressive and they're very forward thinking. What they say behind closed doors is another thing. Here, fucking here, dude.
Why do it at all?
Me, I'm usually best. The less I say about it, the better, because I'm uneducated on a lot of those things. But I always say, if people are just happy being themselves and not hurting anybody, just live your life. It's okay.
Swords and men to wield them.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff I'm uneducated on, so why would I ever speak on it? It's not my place.
Threaten my people, they're in for a rude awakening.
Go on, Martha.
Oh, before I forget, a Stolas from Otto landed just before you arrived. He asked me to tell you.
Still leads to better quality of life. That's true. That's the problem, isn't it, right?
Will you be alright here, Martha?
We can stay longer if you wish.
I've said that about video games as well. As much as I've argued about this false representation that's happening just to pander to a group, it still leads to representation, so right? Like more people of colour, more like proper LGBT stories that matter. You know, obviously there's a lot of the shit that's just emptiness, but yeah. That's the way I see it, you know? That's why I stand back and I'm like, yeah. It's unfortunately how progression has to work.
If you don't mind, Sid.
But we're also reaching
I'd like to stay here
a peak level of people's patience on it. And then, like you said, you've got the toxic side of representation. You have the toxic side of the LGBT community who are getting to that point now where a lot of them feel extremely, you know, like as if they deserve something, you know, that kind of way. Which, of course, everyone deserves to be fucking free and happy and feel properly represented, but there's a side of it. There's a fucking side of it, and it goes with that narcissism. It goes with that fucking nonsense. Really, that's all it is. And you can see that that's what's driving people crazy. You know, you're like, why do they have to be So everything has to be with a speaker, you know, that kind of way. It's like a fucking... This must be the quest with the plus on it. You know, everything's like a loud mouth shout from the rooftops kind of thing. I think it's just what it stems from is it's the fallout from proper, you know, freedom of speech, where they've been so oppressed for so long.
They were attacking everyone.
And treated like a minority for so long, be it like people of color or LGBT. You can see they're kind of, you know, that kind of representation is all kind of reaching its apex. It'll normalize itself, but it's not without its hate right now, which sucks, you know. It's going to take another couple of decades to really normalize it. The same with the trans stuff as well, which really sucks. That's how long we have to wait. It's never something, you know, but people want it now, and that's what's wrong. So it ends up being so in your face that it's garnering more hate than it should, you know. You know, like I said, I'm very uneducated on this stuff. I'm just a simple old Irishman, so probably the less I speak on it, the better, because I'm just gonna either eat my own words or trip over them and say something that I don't, you know, I don't mean to offend and end up offending. I don't know. Who knows? I stand by that. I think it's a simple principle of wanting people to be happy and be a bit kinder to each other, even if it is a bit naive in the world we live in. But I do think we could all stand to be just a bit nicer. I think, honestly, what's wrong with people is we all have a chip on our shoulder and we're all emotionally repressed from COVID, that everything is extremes now. We're either extremely angry, extremely hateful, or extremely nice. And then you got people in the middle who's like, I don't want any of that. That's obnoxious. That's annoying. And that, you know, kind of way. Yeah, it's very tough, dude. It's the whole society is like a landmine now. You're just trying to avoid stepping on one and you step on another. So all you can really do is just try and be happy. That's why I wish the best for you. You're good people.
Of course you are.
You're at that age, you know, when you're just trying to fucking find yourself.
Now, question is, are you willing to use it or not?
Yeah, let's do these ones that are the plus sign. I heard plus sign side quests are very good.
You heard me right. Wild birds.
We get an hour to explain all the drama with that artist. Jesus, I'm sorry.
And not just any chocobos at that.
Hopefully you're not too in deep that you can kind of say, fuck that. Let me find someone better.
They protect travellers round these parts from bandits and the like.
Chocobos. Fighting bandits.
It's true. Why, they saved me.
Found out Virgin Con was a thing. What?
Nasty lot they were too.
What? Is it exactly what it sounds like?
Looking to settle the score.
Just a whole lot of virgins showing up.
Don't just stand there. Go and help him.
What the fuck, dude? Alright, calm down, James. Do I dare fucking Google this? Oh, Lord help me.
There's a good lad.
Where can I find these chocobos?
I saw him cut across the way over yonder. The rotten scoundrels were driving the poor things towards the old dock.
All I got here is like Virgin Mobile.
Save Whiteheart and her flock. You hear me? There ain't a pluckier bird in all the world.
Alright, calm down.
She's a hero to us locals. And don't worry, you'll know her when you see her, right enough.
He sounds like one of those My Strange Addiction where he's like fucking a chocobo.
Good luck to you. And give those no good bastards a hiding.
So just a whole lot of virgins showing up. But here's the thing, that's probably not a bad idea. Maybe they can get together. Because you'd be surprised, like, with how hyper-religious some people can be. And a lot of people end up, like, saving themselves for marriage. The White-Winged Wonder. Okay, so this is the chocobo we're going to get. I've seen it from the trailer. It's literally a white chocobo. It's kind of grey, actually. But she looks gorgeous. Like White Hawk, something like that. We're going to get it. We're going to have our own chocobo. I'll do the quests that have a plus on them. I've been told that these are hyper-important. Actually, a world building instead of just nonsense. So I'm down for that. Because, here's the thing. You go look at my track record. I grew up playing JRPGs. I grew up with like having 80 hours a week of free fucking time to play these games. I don't have that anymore. So my track record on YouTube and on Twitch for finishing JRPGs, I have no problem starting them, but finishing RPGs, my track record is atrocious. I'm talking like 9 out of 10 I'm not finishing them. That's bad, and I feel so bad about that. There's so many I want to return to. I think the last genuine JRPG full one that I finished was Dragon Quest XI. I didn't finish Final Fantasy VII Remake. Oh man, there's so many. I feel disgusted about it because it's not like me. Is that her there? Oh no, is she hurt? Oh no, she's not in the water. There's something over there. Hello? One of the white chocobo feathers. Ooh, that's very 60.
White feather.
So yeah, I gotta do better. The problem is, like I said, they're 80 hours long, right? So I have to be better with the time spent.
Speaking of brave birds.
Like I'm on what? Stream number 12 of Tears of the Kingdom. That's a big fucking playthrough. After about the 6th stream or so, I always find myself kind of getting that itch. I'm like, dude, finish it up. So if you take, like, on average, 6 streams, 4 hours each, 5 hours each, whatever, you're looking at about 20 to 25 hours long. And that seems about right in terms of how long a playthrough should be, right? But you can't find 25-hour RPGs. It doesn't exist. They're very rare. I could name only a handful. Like Ni no Kuni. That South Park game, Stick of Truth. It's like a 15-hour RPG, and people wouldn't even class that as RPG, but I would. Yes, very hard. Now this game, they reckon, is about 30 to 40 and then 70 for Platinum. But to each their own, you know. It says I'm 36% or so true. And this is like stream fucking 5 or 6. I think it's just like, it's the streamer inside of me that knows that things get long in the tooth, you know? And I feel kind of shitty. I'm all about not wasting people's time. That includes my own time. $15K, let's go. I think there's a trophy for doing 100k damage in one stagger. Look at him go, Billy. Then you have people who will play like they'll play like Skyrim for 3 years straight and things like that. Each their own. That's why I've been trying to find more ongoing games, be it like multiverses, be it Fortnite and things like that. I want to find a steady side game that we can play and build a community around. Like I wish things like Sea of Thieves, I wish I could get something like that, you know? Because it's hard to build a community around Fortnite. Not only is it too late, but it's also a very surface level game. You're like, boom, play a game. You don't build a community around that. I want something MMO like that we can play together. Imagine us all building our own characters and hanging out every day and having our own little clan and stuff. I'd be so down for that. Annual Virgin Convention. Damn.
And why's that, eh?
You'd have a whole lot of OnlyFans girls showing up. Like, feeding time.
Or better still,
Large gatherings of virgins. And incels as well? That's a recipe for disaster. Damn, dude, I didn't know that. What the fuck are incels doing now? Isn't that like the opposite of being a virgin? Is an incel? Where you're just fucking a piece of shit, angry at everyone for your own fucking issues. I have nothing against like adult virgins. It's whatever, it's a choice. They do act a bit different. They're either highly sexualized because they're just blue ball on themselves.
Nice try.
Or they're like almost painfully shy even as an adult, you know. There's nothing wrong with that. But incels, I have a problem with incels. To me, nice. Ramu, the way he shouts from. To me, an incel is a self-inflicted wound that you blame the world for. You're a constant victim because you refuse to do a modicum of self-improvement to make yourself a better person to the opposite sex or whatever you're into, you know? And it leads to just anger and lashing out in your family, at the internet, at the opposite sex, whatever. Just self-inflicted wounds. But God forbid don't tell them that, you know? They'd hate to hear that. Oh, woe was me, the world did this to me and that to me. I've seen incels and ball cells, and it's just a pathetic mindset to have. I'm sorry. There's a reason why a good portion of shooters are incels. Little angry white males everywhere. Instead of just getting off the internet, taking a fucking shower, getting a haircut, and getting out there and just meeting people. They don't realize that creating online circle jerks and echo chambers only exacerbates their anger and hate and just miserableness, you know, and depression. It's so silly. It's a horrible mindset. I had my angry, angsty teen years as well. Look at this. The eyelashes. Looks like fucking Joker or something. We all had those years, but you're meant to grow out of those. You're not meant to carry them into your 20s and 30s. Or worse, go back into them, regress into them. So it's normal to be angry at times.
That scar. It couldn't be.
Ooh. No way. No way. How could it have survived the giant cataclysm that Ifrit did?
Ambrosia.
It was like a bomb going off. I don't think so. Come here. Come here. Oh. Is it her?
It is you.
What the hell?
You survived.
How? It was like an atomic bomb going off. Roasted chicken. Aww.
And you found yourself a flock.
Oh, maybe we don't get to ride around on her.
Oi! Is it over?
Yeah, it is.
I thought I'd come and see how you were getting on.
I almost feel like having virgins and an incels in the same convention is a recipe for disaster. A lot of anger.
And the whole flock made it through unscathed.
Joke to do some music shows. I could never finish Metal Gear Solid for that reason. One where the snake has the black horn. It was so overly long. Right. I think that was the latest one, right? Phantom Pain. He's got the red arm. Big boss.
Well, I'll be. I never stopped to think our hero here.
To this day,
someone's
Kojima still like says that it was unfinished and needs more to it. And I'm like, for fuck's sake, man, it's like fucking 40 hours already.
Friend must have learned a thing or two from her
People want to talk about inflation and video game budgets getting out of control. The fuck? It's not us. Like, I know people expect better graphics and all that, but
you born a lord or something?
It doesn't mean bigger budgets. I'm sorry, it doesn't. Shorten the fuck out of the games, please.
Sorry, I didn't.
If your game is more than 30 hours, you've gone wrong somewhere. Split it into two. I don't care. It's getting out of control. When it comes to just wanting better graphics,
she wants her master back.
It's just better engines, right? Better artists. That's nothing got to do with a game needing to be 30 hours long. I understand the need to have value for money, but there's plenty of better ways of doing that.
You want to come with me?
Yay! We get our own CHOCOBO.
Well, bugger me if this
Bugger in hell.
warming sight.
It says tend to be virgin. Yeah, you're right. There is a good portion of them that are.
Right where you are.
Where they can't find that first girlfriend. I do agree with you there. But you'd be surprised how many are not. Most of them have just the one girlfriend. Either got cheated on or bad breakup. And then hold the world and that ex accountable for everything wrong in their life. It's so... It's victimhood. It's absolute victimhood. Not everybody's story is the same. Not every incel is the same. But 99% of them are like that. Some of them... You know, you'll find the vol cells are less...
She does indeed.
Aggressive usually.
How much
but
do I owe you?
Yeah.
Few scraps of leather's the very least I owe old
It's the
White
difference between the involuntary and the voluntary. Some people are just celibate because they want to be.
To happiness and more besides. Don't you worry. We'll get along just fine without her.
But with the involuntary part, it literally says it there that
You've earned yourself
they
some
think
time
that it's
off.
not their fault, you know.
Have fun traveling with your master now.
It's pretty fucking badass Chocobo in fairness. Fucking pirate eye patch.
You seem awful familiar now I get a proper look at
Oh,
you.
careful.
That's it. When those chocobos swarmed my car on the road, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Are you going to play into the remade Metal Gear Solids? See how you feel about those. They might rub off better on you. They're far shorter than Phantom Pain.
Getting to me, silly sod that I am. Pay me no mind.
I'd love if they put Metal Gear
Best be on my way.
Revengeance in the
Good
next
luck to the
collection.
both
That'd be
of you.
hilarious. Hey, yo. Well.
Take care of your flock for now. I'll call you when I need you.
Nice. Let's hope it's just a button press when I'm out and about. Thank you. We got our own Chocobo. That was worth it. The White Winged Wonder. Sounds like a footballer. Ambrosia's tack. Bespoke saddle and blinders worn by Clive's childhood Chocobo. Displayed in Clive's chamber. Okay, cool. Chocobo unlocked. Nice. I was about to say, are you going to teach me how to Dougie? Teach me how to Dougie. Summon just some of the open areas. I'll let you. Here we go. Hold R3 while on the field to summon Ambrosia. Fucking Ambrosia after 18 long years. How long do Chocobos live? Obviously more than 18 years. Cool. Ah well, we can't just unlock the Chocobo without fucking using it, huh? Woohoo! Alright, hello Ambrosia. Don't mind if I do. Awesome. Oh, there's the music. Dun, 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 dun. Rain in. What does that mean? Rain in gallop. Nice! Damn, look at those legs. Local map. Dismount. Wonder how we like attack. Can I open chests while I'm up on this? That'd be nice. Yay! No, damn it! They fucking debated the shit out of me. They were like, yes. Yes. And then he just fucks off, does he? Okay. I can't believe they're thinking of remaking Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I know it's been 10 years, but no, it's too soon. I knew they were falling back on Assassin's Creed with all the disasters, but Jesus Christ. I heard some really, really sad news. The creative director of some of the Assassin's Creeds, but recently Beyond Good and Evil 2 has passed away. He was only 40 years old. From the sound of it, it may have been from suicide, which is super sad. It sounds like that's been one troubled development. I wouldn't be surprised, obviously we don't know for sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was from crunch and pressure. It's so fucking sad. People don't realize, like, we are far too critical, myself included, of video games, not realizing that there's people behind this stuff. People that are just getting dogged and death threats and everything else. I don't know. What a waste. Like, I've said about that game, I've been waiting for it for 10 years, and I know it's going to be a shit show no matter what. Like Michel Ancel, the original creator, Beyond Good and Evil, and Rayman, he's gone. Maybe he did the right thing. Maybe this poor chap should have done the same thing. He was put in the hot seat afterwards. It's so sad. You've no idea what's going on. It's a very Irish overcast. You can see there is a good bit of open area. It's very Final Fantasy XII in my eyes. Not open world, open area. Hop on!
Let's go.
Oh, she gets one too. Nice. Bum, 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 bum.
Run like the wind.
Like the wind. Let's head back. That was totally worth it. I will do the quests that have a plus sign. Everything else is a maybe. You know what? You can have as fast as you want of a beautiful Chocobo, but I ain't gonna help Cyber with horrific directions. I am stupid. Chocobos lived 40 years. Ah, cool, nice. He must be pretty old then. Because he was, you know, he's already a fully developed Chocobo 18 years ago. So we have to surmise that he's probably in his 20s. You really like MGS4? Yeah, that's the one. That's the missing one for me. I'll be deadly honest. I love that series. Never played 4.
Back to the stables, girl.
So on PS3, never really give it a good shot. I know it's a full-on cutscene movie thing, and everyone said that, but it's the missing link, you know. It's also like the final game in Solid Snake, right? If I remember correctly. Because, you know, 5 is Big Boss, and 3 is Big Boss, and Solid.
Try not to move. You'll only make it worse.
2 will always be my favorite, even though you don't play a Solid Snake that much. It's like a big debate at the time. I think it's incredible. 3 is so good as well, but 2 to me, it was like the Matrix moment in video games. Alright, I'm in the right place, but where do we go? Oh, you want to actually go to the hideout. Right. Yeah, see, it's big enough areas. It's just, when you create these kind of paths, just like in Final Fantasy 12, you can see, you just start bumping into all the walls around because everything looks so lovely, but it's not explorable. I think the Xenoblade Chronicles game do it better. They have just, yeah, fair enough, it's just wide open area of usually nothing, but damn, do you get that sense of freedom. And this, like, it's a false sense of freedom, because you're like, you could be standing here and see something over here, you're like, wow, and then you're fucking banging into the wall the whole way down trying to get over there, because it's just the nature of the beast. It's an old way of doing it. It's a half step. Sure, it's all good. It's what we're used to now. Final Fantasy VII Remake's the same too. It is what it is. Alright, back to home base. Let's continue on with the story. That was nice. See, if you can sprinkle those side quests in just like that, where it never feels like you're truly deviating from the main quest, you're mainly just, you know, doing a little something on the side. But the side quests that make you travel 15 minutes out there, then to do a half an hour side quest and then 15 minutes back, that is what we call time wasting. It's like, damn, was that necessary? You could have just sprinkled it in while we were here, but no! But no! Alright, Gab, talk to me. So he lost his eye, but didn't lose his life, so take that.
Ah, Clive! How I've missed that scowl.
2022, yeah.
Where's my
fans are such dweebs. They are, that's true.
What, no kind words for your old pal Gav?
I see myself as one of those dweebs.
In the wrong barrel.
Any fandom, dude, I'm telling you.
Now
Dig just a little bit deeper and you'll get to the nerds. And there's nothing wrong with it, it's fine. As long as you're not gatekeeping. I don't do that. I try not to anyway. Sometimes I can feel myself a little bit.
Remember how quick the Empire was to occupy.
I'm actually the opposite of gatekeeping. Instead of people not wanting to play the new games, I really want them to. I'm more on the side of, like, don't become such a obsessed fan about just this game and never touch any of the other games. But they'll defend it, you know, with their life. And I'm like, this it's so weirdly placed obsession. Like, people who love this game right now, 90% of them have only played Final Fantasy XIV, you know? But they'll defend the whole series, and you're like,
lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
Well, the two nations beat their shields.
Balabar.
They sharpen their daggers, ready to set
yeah,
up on the war.
I've played a lot of games. There's some, you'll see some series that I refuse to play on stream.
You'll never see us coming.
And it's because of those said fandoms.
It's time we moved on the Mother Crystals.
I'm also not that big a fan of them either. But I am. Like, I grew up with Sonic, right? I played Sonic Frontiers. That was the first Sonic game I played on the channel. I won't touch the old classic ones. I will not touch them.
Mother Crystals remain in storm.
Not on stream.
Drake's breath near Iron.
Because, Jesus. Half the Sonic fandom are nostalgic-driven angry boys. The other half is the fucking furries, man. The Sonic crazy furries. Your actions have consequences.
Bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside.
So yeah, Frontiers is amazing, but I won't touch the old ones. Mega Man is another one as well. Like, you'll notice a lot of the classic series. Just won't touch them.
If there is anything these past 5
it's just not worth it, you know. You've either got the uber nerds who know every little thing, like Sonic's, how many shoelaces he has and what height he is, and you're like, or you know, same with Mega Man. You're like, look, actually, so you're trying to enjoy a game and you've got Mr. Actually in the fucking chat, like, actually, that's wrong.
I've never been much of a
Who the fuck wants that?
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
Even some of the Marios, I'm like, I played a little bit of Mario 64, and I've fucking, like I said, I never had a N64. I'm very little nostalgic for that, but Jesus, I had people coming in.
Wait. Rosfield. And you're a Rosfield, of course.
So I found them, yeah.
Uncle's name gave him his start.
Same with FNAF. You notice they all kind of coincide with each other.
Along with a handsome fleet of ships.
Any other weird conferences or cons coming up? I remember there was that rainforest one with the furries, and they throwing full diapers around the hotel, and that was banned. And there was the Tumblr one as well, very famous for them basically laundering and stealing money, and then put a ball pit in a giant, huge conference room, tiny ball pit, and apparently someone pissed in it. I can't remember who it was. It might have been Internet Historian. He did like a whole thing on all the old conferences, and I was just fucking laughing. I think it was old Internet Historian. All those channels used to put out like 6-7 videos a year, you know, even a couple a month, and it was really cool, you know. And then they got huge, and the pressures on them and everything else. Now they do one a year, maybe. You know, I think, has he done any big videos since Fallout 76 or whatever? It's fine, you know. You actually find out that most of them end up joining podcasts, and they have like side hustles and side channels where they post still regularly. It's like the pressure of it or something, I don't know. Like the same thing happened with Asmongold. He like barely streams on his main channel, but he's always streaming on his alternate channel. And he says because of the numbers or something. I don't know. The whole thing's weird, I don't know. It's something I can't relate to because I'm not huge like those people. But apparently, it's got to do with like pressure and imposter syndrome and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, you can see there's a good few questions on, but we'll just do the ones with the plus on it.
I hear there's trouble in Rosaria.
Might seem a bit mean, but I'm fine. At least I can fast travel wherever I want. Thank fuck for that, because I get lost. Alright, so we're going to Hawk's Cry Cliff. I like the sound of that. Nice. Had a friend check out FNAF for the first time, and I was so worried for him in case he got the weird people. Yeah. How did it go? I'm the same, dude. I've not played a single FNAF. I want to play Security Breach. I want to play all that stuff. Help Wanted. I just every Halloween comes around, I'm like, do a FNAF marathon.
It was wise to leave, Gav.
Nope.
He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and
because ever since like Chuck E. Cheese and that, I've always had a weird fascination with animatronic stuff. Yeah, how can you not, you know? Especially when we love our weird stories and that.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left?
You can see every one of those fandoms when they evolve. The creator immediately hates his own creation, hates the fandom, and eventually sells it or just retires. Between the Undertale guy, he's doing Deltarune now, but he couldn't be arsed. Fucking takes like 3 parts of it and took like 3 years.
I always knew that I would return one day.
FNAF with the fucking Scott guy. I don't think he was even involved with it. This one little dark synth song I keep hearing.
For what?
It's so foreboding. I love it. It's like your mom hoovering in the other room.
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side,
Ooh.
I must do the same.
I really like her. She's cool. I like those kind of ladies as well. Those kind of quiet, reserved ones, and they're actually like
together then.
Baddies, you know.
To the end.
Very strong. Just have their story, you know. Ballpit Piston Furrycon. Cum Pizza. I never heard that one. Bleaching their skin with ink. Jesus. I haven't even heard. I clearly haven't scratched the surface on here. Get to take pictures of someone's tits in person. So many. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
How far do you think your mother's
You're so right. Like Anime Expo that just came up.
In the south as we did at Martha's Rest.
Oh my lord. You're so right. I've seen that in
which is why we should hurry.
A lot of places in China and Japan, Korea, and that.
We visit as
a lot of the K-pop stars and or the cosplayers.
Starting with the village of Amber.
They're obviously wearing a certain anime costume or whatever, their own creation, and they, you know, it's a bit scantily clad between the short skirts or the booba, but they just stand around and there's like a wall of creeps taking pictures of them. Most of them are for websites or maybe some kind of publication, but a lot of it's just creep-on stuff. And then you've got the fear of the upskirting, or as you said, just straight up in the cleavage. And like, here's the thing about the cosplay stuff, like, I have a lot of admiration for that stuff, you know. I think it's incredible. Watching some people on Twitter just shows up in my timeline, and I see them creating their costumes from scratch. Between the sewing work, between the 3D printing, the painting, wow, like the dedication is something special. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, it just attracts the wrong kind of people. And then you got a lot of them are very wholesome as well. They'll help out each other. Like what Jessica Negri does, like she's fucking amazing. Nothing but respect for that girl. She's not afraid to be weird. She's not afraid to just have a joke about her own body, which is the best way to be, you know? She's talking, like, making a joke about the fact that she's created these kind of loincloth panties and she's afraid that the beef flaps might fall out. And you're just like, you can't help but just smile at that because, you know, it's just that kind of, like, body positive vibe and just good vibe all around. Obviously, she probably gets a creep every minute, you know, that kind of way. But she's cool. People like that, very cool. And a lot of the cosplay and stuff, people like literally put their life savings into doing it. So I've nothing but respect for that. You know, I've said that about the speedrunning community as well. You know, cosplaying is not my thing and speedrunning is not my thing. But I can see the dedication, you know. It doesn't detract. Some games, it kind of, I feel like it brings it down a little bit, the speedrunning, because it's kind of what it all just becomes. But it's a sub-genre of that game, and, you know, it's fine. Whatever people are into. I do think a lot of that comes down to clout as well, though. There's a certain, like, look at Only Up and that. Like, that game wasn't out a week, or at least it wasn't viral 1 week before. Now it's just speedrunning. People just immediately go to speedrunning. A lot of them do it because it's instant clout and instant views mixed with they have no other content. Like, I would argue, not to be mean or anything, but big streamers like Mizkif, the dude either has other chicks on his stream pulling him along, or he's speedrunning whatever game is popular. Even with the Mario speedrun, I feel like it wasn't him who popularized that. It was like other streamers and even his friend Simply as well. He kind of seems to do it more. But you know how it is. I think what's wrong with those guys is they've been doing it like 5+ years, even 10 years. And it's just content, well, is fucking dry.
That she might rise once again from the ashes.
Creepy.
To welcome a new dawn.
These are like zealots from their old kingdom. They're probably connected to his mom. She was creepy.
For the transgressions of but a handful.
So yeah,
of course.
Respect to speedrunners and respect to cosplayers for sure. Some of them, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, there is a reason why most cosplayers do pick hypersexualized characters, or pick a character then hypersexualize them. Like Beetle from Tears of the Kingdom, or what's her face? Isabel from Animal Crossing, you know? Because as much, I think the common cosplayer is just a fandom thing, but, you know, it very quickly evolves and devolves into hypersexualization of everything. Like, let's be honest, sex sells forever, so makes sense. Like 90% I think of cosplaying is heavy booba, but that, you know, it might bring in the money and the views and the clout, but it most certainly brings in the creeps as well. So I'll never be one of these people who, you know, these just horrible excuse where they're like, oh, they don't want stalkers and pervs. Well, they kind of, you know, they dress like this and that, so they deserve it. That's all a load of bollocks. That's, you know, fucking excuse and abuse and stuff like that. You know, that's the worst thing you can do. That sets things back. Like, that's nonsense. At the end of the day, if someone goes to the point of stalking or inappropriate touching or whatever, that kind of stuff, that's a them problem. That's a whole industry problem that we need to solve, you know. At the end of the day, that's harassment. And people just think they can kind of get away with that. Consent is something that we need to put into like a brain chip or into a pill and have people swallow so that they actually know what it is. Like, it almost needs to be taught in fucking schools, because they don't really seem to get it. It's just basic human
Excuse me.
fucking kindness.
What was all that about earlier?
Don't be up in people's personal space. Don't
Someone's
be
been stirring up trouble.
touching and
There've been
yeah.
attacks on the garrison.
For as long as I remember, 80s, 70s,
Even
80s,
say a
90s,
Black Shield was murdered.
creeps have always used that
Empire wants
excuse
answers more than
about
Empire wants.
they were asking
Empire
for it
gets.
kind of thing. It's the
Don't they just?
it's the stupidest
Keep
excuse.
your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on the culprits.
The chorus to welcome the machine to start playing. Yeah,
There's a
yeah.
sack of stones to think you could take on the Empire.
I would love to play those. I tried playing a bit of Poppy's play time and then quickly got the fuck out of that fandom.
Going hunting for outlaws.
Damn.
How'd you like that, boy?
The problem with those things, and the same with Sonic as well, is the correlation between an extreme youthful fandom. You know, there's people as young as 5 and 6 in Sonic, and there's people as young as 5 and 6 in FNAF, and then it's, you know, it's hyper violent and also brings in a lot of darker themes and just darker fans, you know, who like to do their different universes and that. I get that, but because you've that huge demographic, it's ripe for groomers, creeps, everything under the sun, you know. And that's so sad to see, because no way does the creators intend for that, you know. You put your product out there and hope people will like it. You never even think about the ill effects it could have around a fandom. Like, I know for a fact the Undertale creator fucking despises 90% of his fans and his own creation then. And what happens is they end up doing self-sabotage then. They'll put out a shitty product, they'll put out a story beat that like kills off a character or something, because they're like, I'm done. I can't find any other way to leave besides just napalming everything I've created. And that's kind of sad too. With most artists, you're either, it's a stupid fucking cliche now with the whole, you know, see yourself become the villain, but it's like that, you know. You either are around long enough to hate your own product, or you die a nobody and become famous posthumously, you know. It's like, fuck, you can't win, you know, like the Picasso effect. Like, wasn't he like pretty much a nobody when he was alive, and then people just went fucking crazy when he was dead?
The Black Shields.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
now. You seen them, didn't you? At least I think there was a Black Shields. Can't say I ever saw one before.
Was this the first time they visited the village?
TwitchCon will also go down history.
Amber's the arse
Beer
end
left
nowhere.
open for any. Oh yeah,
I thought
yeah,
we
yeah,
might
yeah.
be harbouring firebrands.
You're right.
If only we were. I might have turned him in and become a Black Shield myself.
Don't say that. Yeah, when it comes to the after party, you're dead right.
The Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know. But we need to find out.
I don't think TwitchCon itself, just walking around, I doubt you can even purchase anything with an open lid, you know, or with a closed lid, whatever you bring in. But yeah, the after party stuff. Now that usually isn't on the organizer, but you're right. I mean, this day and age, dude, like, people getting roofied is so commonplace. It's so sad. It's so sad. Sure, they're doing it now. The thing they're doing, well, it's probably a couple of years doing it now as well, as they're not just roofing them, they're fucking poisoning them with fentanyl and stuff. Like, they're just dying on the dance floor, pretending it's coke and it's fucking fentanyl or heroin or whatever. Yeah, but that kind of stuff, yeah, it's lethal. Every year we hear the same thing. Like, you'll have half people talking about con flu and all that. We're like, oh, I'm sick as the dog and this and that. But then you'll hear the other talk about the sheer amount of abuse. And until people, like, whittle out the bad actors, it's just going to keep happening. Happens at every con, you're dead right. That's why most of them now are walking around with bodyguards, but even they can't catch it quick enough.
I know that. What do you want?
We couldn't help noticing those Imperial soldiers
Yeah,
who were here.
to rush to get a world record. Yeah, that's true, that's true.
Telling these strangers
But
a thing.
they don't do it for every game, you know, kind of way. It has to have a certain viralness
I
to it.
speak for the people of this village, and we have nothing more to say to you.
Yar!
You are to leave Amber and never come back.
May I at least ask why?
Do some cosplaying, especially with like a group. Yeah.
But your presence puts us all in
You
great
could
danger.
do light
The Empire is a
cosplay, you know.
harsh master.
Just
Its
like
demands are great,
wigs and
it's
makeup.
just as swift. But as long as we keep our heads
What do you
down,
feel like cosplaying? You should do it with
we
your
are
girlfriend or
not
something. That'd be really cool.
Some might call it submission.
So you guys are almost cosplaying the way you are now. Your fashion sense and your accessories are so fucking cool. You got your own style. You're cosplaying as yourself.
Another East Pole.
Then we shall be on our way.
Yeah, I've never been to a True Blue conference or con like that. I've been to a couple of smaller things in Ireland, but you'd barely get 100 people there, you know?
These people live with a knife to their throats. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
See? This bitch needs to die.
Obedience bought with fear.
Right? Is it better to be loved or feared? Right. Both.
Sorry, it's nothing.
I want to know more about
we
Jill's
still don't
past.
know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are.
She was,
the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha,
held against her will too.
Who else in Rosari would have the courage to stand against the Empire?
I'll never forget my ex letting their ex roofie them. What the fuck? Because they thought it would be fun. Oh my lord.
Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
That's fucking scary.
Perhaps.
That's because you can't control anything. It's not a. This is not a trust exercise. Like, there's a reason why it was known as the date rape joke. You know. Good God. Yeah, if you need to drug someone in your bed, I think you're the problem at that point, right? I do watch some of those videos of the old Hollywood parties and stuff, and just the creeps that were allowed in there. A lot of them were end up in murder cases, you know, because they were doing that. They were roofing girls and giving them cocktails. And then while they're incapacitated, they were ODing while they're having their way with them. It's disgusting stuff. Like, what's that guy's name? Was it David Pierce? One of those guys. He was one of those creepy little fuckers, you know? Like a son of a manager or something. And he would take pictures with all the celebrities. Oh, man. Absolute scum of scum. And, yeah, that's all he would do. He was cool by association, you know?
Ever since the apology.
It was like, put up with the manager's son around the celebrities, but he's actually a serial rapist, you know? Scumbag. Go on, Torgal. Oh, more. Boom. Holy fuck. God, this combat's so much fun. I seen one guy doing, he got like 800,000, he did the arcade mode, 800,000 in one combo. That much of damage, like what the fuck, dude? Lost Plume, huh? Is there something here? You just bring me over here? Yeah, there's a lot of creepy old Hollywood stories like that. A lot of child actors getting into clubs and stuff with their parents, because it was the done thing to meet the right people.
Time to fight.
And then, yeah. As much as we look back and laugh or cringe at the Paris Hilton, Lindsay Lohan, all them those days, that was fucking bad times. They were. It was all just paparazzi and tabloids and the Britney Spears days as well. I really like this architecture. It's cool. I'm seeing more and more like steampunk and diesel punk show up. Fucking love it. I'm so happy. So happy. Biopunk, dieselpunk, steampunk. Dieselpunk is cool because it's basically steampunk, but you've got the messy, grimy, oily kind of stuff, you know? Because steampunk can be quite clean. A lot of the time they even like messing with a sort of a Renaissance or Revolution, American Revolution, mixed with steampunk. A bomb. Is that what you look like? This guy not waking up. Wake up! He's gonna blow! That's bombs for you. See, it does such little damage and it's such a time waster. What's this thing over here then? The chest? Pretty cool. I thought I was supposed to fight those things. Yeah, look at this. It's so awesome. Very Final Fantasy. Works with like Final Fantasy 13, Kingdom Hearts. They love this kind of stuff. It's got kind of an old Renaissance armor vibe to it, but it's all in architecture. Cosplay before, forgot the characters. Okay, cool, yeah. Because, yeah, as you said, it can be extremely expensive. But yeah, even like just cheeky little wigs and makeup. So I think that's what a lot of people do. They end up buying some little costume or something. It's like, that's fine, like a hoodie of something. Or, that's fine too, you know. We're not, as you said, you're not going to put like $5 into a costume. X was a dealer and they kick it to get dumb cunt try to put weed in their drink. Thinking it'd work as a roofie. Dealer me arse, huh? Another fucking 17-year-old who sells a bit of pot and thinks he's fucking Pablo Escobar, you know? It happens a lot. It happens a lot. I've seen that so much now. People talk about like rising rent prices and stuff, you know? And I'm like, people are not, like, we're not talking about cost of living. People are not making enough money to afford just their rent. So they constantly have side hustles. It's all drug dealing. Like, they don't care who they're killing or whatever. So, inflation and governments have created drug dealers. Not only have they made the actual fucking fentanyl everyone's addicted to, they've now given people no other choice but to do illegal things to literally just pay rent, you know? Come here. Damn. You don't stand a chance. So cool you can do that midair. Even with them being like our level 34, 24 and that. Still whooping that ass. The bosses are tough though. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Jesus. Major red flag. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of girls that age, you know, getting into their late teens, they just want to get fucked up like everyone else, but they're so vulnerable, you know? And then something terrible happens like that. It changes who they are as a person. They never trust again. And oh, it's so sad. I hate that. Because no matter what way you look at it, men are always on the taking side of stuff, whereas women have to be on the giving side. That's what's wrong, you see. It's because of the penises and vaginas. It doesn't work the other way around too well. There's always going to be one vulnerable party, you know. Jesus, a lot of blood. Hopefully she's doing better now. Probably a lot of hard stories to tell too. You can always tell when someone kind of sits you down. The whole room nearly goes quiet when they're telling their story. A few tears. It's just hard.
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
Love steampunk aesthetics. Never see anything. Just go full steam. I know, right?
And still, you would bear your steel. Why then, we owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation.
What a bunch of punks.
To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the
I don't care about your fucking zealot shit. It's always some religious spiel.
Say that again.
Don't, please don't. Please don't say that again.
You a true shield to Rosaria.
It's kind of cool that they're doing it in the name of Rosaria. Which couldn't be a bigger spit in the face from. Work a little mage magic. Oh my god, he's still not dead. Play football with your body. Le Bomba. Do you like the Bomba? Never met him, but Yeah, that we would have got it, right? You would have felt like defending her. She can go, you fucked huge manipulator despite going through some awful things. She's not a good person just because she's been through it like most of us. Yeah. Yeah. That excuse to be bad. Yeah. I've seen that. It's called like learned behavior. It's why people who are bullied can become bullies and people who are abused becomes abusers.
Tell me what I want to the end will be swift.
Not everybody, but it happens very often.
Why?
What was that?
We come bearing a message. Your friends have been found. The branded you freed from our camps. They await you in Ordeal.
Was that Kick, maybe?
Guardians of the Flame.
Follower alert.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry.
For what, though? That's not Twitch. Twitch is my usual stuff. Zabadoo. The fuck was that? Hi, how's it going? Hello, hello. How you doing? Is it Sinez, maybe? I hope I'm not pronouncing your name wrong. Where was that? Was that for here? Dude, I don't know what that noise was. Son of a beep. It shouldn't. No, Twitch is my usual stuff. Unless they've broken them all on me, I wouldn't be surprised. Zabadoo. It's my usual thing. Like the new hairstyle. I used to be a part of this, but under a different name. Oh, nice, nice. Appreciate that. What in the name of God was that? Twitch has been introducing new little things like this home thing and all that. Fucking hate it. It opens up the home screen instead of Stream Manager now. Are you a fan of Final Fantasy 16? What have you been up to? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Dude, I'd have like Stream Labels open, Stream Labs open, all of it, and it still doesn't tell me. Because the problem with Stream Labs and all those other things is because you need to be signed into that specific website to find it out. Dude, I honestly couldn't tell you. Fuck. Never heard that alert before. I'll be honest, man. I never heard that before. Yeah, apparently it was Twitch. Did they break all my old alerts? That's crazy. What are you doing out here, Twitch? I usually have the Jeez, I wonder did they break it? What did you do? Everyone knows my follow. It's like the lo-fi with the fuck. It's the little lo-fi with Bart Simpson, right? That was not what that was. It looked like bits. I wonder is it some kind of new alert stuff. They can't leave stuff alone. They have half the fucking app and website broken. Let's bring in something new. Like, no, motherfucker. Can we fix the old stuff, please? Please. Do, 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 do. Son of a bitch. I'm on like Streamlabs right now. I can't even see. Yeah, it says Julio followed a couple of days ago. I did, no. Because I use Streamlabs. Maybe it's new alerts or something. I'll have to look into it. Let's see. Test follow. Yeah, see? That's my follow. And I love it. That's not what came in 2 seconds ago. I have no idea what came in 2 seconds ago. I don't know what that was. That was a mysterious alert. I'll have to check it out later. But thank you. Thank you for whatever you did. Thank you. I got stun locked a bit there. Sometimes you gotta. Sometimes you gotta. Yeah, I'm thinking of changing up my hair again. I'm not the biggest fan of slick back. What I want to do is cut it down a bit shorter. Then make it all wavy, curly. But Lacuna here has been telling me I need to get a perm if I want to do that. I don't think I'm there yet. I'm a simple Irishman. I don't think I'm ready for perms. I'm not going to sit there beside fucking Mrs. O'Rafferty while she's getting the blue dye done, you know? But you know, the male haircut has changed. Oh, by God, has it changed. It is now something entirely different.
Find something, boy. Death.
The smell of death. It's like sweet batter and rotting mince. It's like, it's a sweet BO. Do you ever like cook ground beef that's almost gone off? See, I told you this was a dark Final Fantasy. Sheesh. Good for them. It's about time they had the balls to come into the new generation. So do you ramble on about... No, dude, you never ramble on. We're chilling. Was that for Kick? That's what I thought, so. It could be Kick. Kick. I enjoy Kick. I know, like, Aiden Ross is a problem and all that, but he's a problem no matter where he goes, man. He's like the poop that's on your shoe, you know? You power wash your shoe and you still smell it. That's what Aiden Ross is. Sorry.
This was my mother's doing.
Damn. This could be what this story's about. Kicking your mom's ass. Do you mind?
Why?
You should get a pompadour. Yeah, that could be a possibility too.
I never truly understood.
I used to have a bit of a... That's what they called it, wasn't it? Like a little elvish pompadour thing. Feckin' crows. It's the Kill Bill whistle song, but lo-fi.
I will learn what madness drives
That's
her,
true.
and I will end it.
Twitch is a mess. The Kill Bill whistle song, I think, is...
We should go.
Might be a sub, but I can't remember. Go blonde with a perm, yeah. You think I should get frosted tips? I used to go hyper blonde in the summer and then go back to like brownish, dirty blonde.
But if
the
the
winter.
Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be...
Mohawk, platinum blonde, frosted tips, spiked up. Damn! I don't think... I couldn't pull that off, could I? How about like a faux hawk that's curled and then shaved at the sides? One thing I don't want to do is the porn Weird Alkovich they're all getting now, like iDubbbz. You got the perm mullet with the rat tail, and then you got fucking full-on porno stash. Like every pedo that ever showed up on Chris Hansen looked like that.
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire
Just
will
got
let us cross
kicked.
over to
Was that an
Roswell.
accident? No? No one did anything. Who kicked you? I'm just sitting here. Probably Twitch's auto mod stuff. You do this thing now where I have no control over it, where it's like intended for mature audiences. Like I always turn that shit off, but I don't have a choice anymore. No, sat here playing this. Yay! Feel kind of bad fighting these chocobos, but they started it. Nice. Nice. I like when she says that. Let's ride around in our chocobo. This guy's probably going to talk to us anyway.
Let's go.
So what? So I know you from another name, was it? There used to be a streamer or something like that. Nice. Twitch used to have a feature where if people changed their name, they would put in brackets AKA. and it would like save their old name. Why did they do away with that? They bring in one good feature a year and then forget to fucking ever support it. Like, it wouldn't show up for other people. Same with like when new people come in, you usually get a thing where it says you know, new follower or whatever like that. Same about when people raid. Why doesn't it do that anymore? It used to put your name in like a little highlight when you were a new person. I don't get it. Honest to God, they can't support their own features.
They're all Rosarian.
They're running from the capital.
Is their home.
I'm hungry. They're refugees from Rosaria. His mother. Oh, I can't. That's why he hopped off. I can't use the chocobo here. But it's 300 fucking yards away. Damn it! I'm not mature. I always think of the most random, funny scenarios. There you go. Yeah, I don't know why Twitch do that now. You can't. I think it's because of the boobs everywhere. They have to, as if it doesn't fucking show up on the front page. Oh yeah, from the 80s. Yeah, hell yeah. How you been? How you doing? What you been up to? How's your life going? I've had people come in and they were like, they joined up with the Air Force and they're doing their own thing now, and they still remember come back in. I'm like, Jesus. Like, damn. I'd be more afraid to keep your wits about you.
The Lazarus.
Green and blue chocobo looks so cool. Yeah. Even I don't know.
My mother happened.
Where they're from.
The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better.
Dude, this guy pulls family members out of his ass.
Start with the main gate and see where that gets us.
Now live stream. Oh, nice, dude. What's Instagram like? Have you tried that new Threads? Or are you in the EU like me? We don't have access to it yet. Nice. Instagram lives. Very cool.
That's the main gate. And it looks like
many people I know that use that I know of is like the odd little celebrity. Like Ice Spice and what's her name? Doja Cat. Hello? There you go. Nicki Minaj. She's like big boobs. I've never been on an Instagram live. It's all these like love hearts flying by and stuff. Is it any good? Is it good? Do you post like pictures or anything else over there? Nice. Yeah, I just recently messed around on Kick myself. It's pretty cool. It's just green Twitch. But it might kick Twitch up the arse to fix some stuff, you know. Insta has live. Oh yeah, Insta lives, yeah. Sure, even Twitter has lives and all that. Now they have Threads. Yarr! Damn. The chinless bastards. Oh damn, look at this. So now they're hoarding the crystals. The chinless bastards. They must have known Leafy.
No chance of slipping through unnoticed.
Cross-platform one. Oh, that's cool.
Need to find another way in.
So it's like, is it like Restream or something like that? That is wicked cool. I hope it's going well for you. You changed your name up. Am I saying it right? No, is it Sinez or Sinez? It reminds me of a river. Is there a river called Sinez? Sinez?
Or at least bribe them.
Maybe it's from an anime.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same.
Oh, it's a type. Is it a type of fish?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had.
Oh no, yeah, I'm thinking of the Seine.
So that they could visit town without having
River.
to walk amongst the
River Seine. Boom! Yes! Yes! Finally, that half-ass education. It finally pays off. Shit.
We'll find our way into the city there.
I know. I'm no educated boy. I left school when I was 14.
Do you think it's safe?
Bad cyber. Just did not enjoy it.
As long as it is abandoned.
I genuinely detested it. Wasn't the exams or the learning, I actually loved that. Just detested everything else.
The good news is we haven't
woefully
seen a single
incompetent
black shield
teachers.
since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking
Fucking
for.
boring ass lectures. So I end up going out on my own, doing my own thing. working full time at 14 and left home at 17. Good times. A good old fucking rural Ireland upbringing. Rebelling against it all. Boom! Do you get banned or kicked from many places? Felt like someone might have done you dirty before. I didn't even... Takes a lot for me to ever ban someone. Quite, like, literally. Because I have to, like, scroll over to find their name and... No, I don't really bother. You get the odd little... The most people I ban, right, is bots. And even these graphic designers that keep fucking pushing their shit everywhere, I don't even ban them. I'm just like, no, I'm good, fuck off. I don't even out and out ban them. But they know, like, it's like they're just peddlers, you know? It's like someone with their hand out, and you say no, they usually wander off.
This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
From the 80s. Yeah, you were fucking cracking fun. Always something to I can't remember, was it from Saboteur? Was it Saboteur? The game Saboteur we met up? Something like that. It was one of those games that basically don't get enough love, huh? And we were able to kind of basically relate to that. Business for myself. Oh, that's great to hear. Never been kicked before. There you go. I hope the business is going well. If it's got to do with the live stream and stuff, I hope it goes well. It's a good idea, you know. And most people, I would recommend if you're doing live streaming or content creating, anyway, serious. It's no harm just to have a little website of your own, you know. Especially if you know your web design. Back in the day, it used to be just have a blog, you know. Even if you don't post that much, have a blog with your website. No one really blogs anymore, but they are still around. They're semi-big. Yeah, nowadays just have a website, and you can use that to springboard off so much stuff, you know. It counts you almost as media at that point, you know. So you can get media passes for conferences and shit like that. You can... Hello, how's it going, lads? Oh, look how good. Ignition is the best. And they're all dead. Oh, all the rainbow stuff. What was that about? I think it was just such a good combo. Come on, it's okay. Boom! Get him, Torgum. Sick him, poop. So what you been playing lately? And what kind of streams goes on Instagram Live? Is that like just a talking thing? Or can you post gameplay over there? How does that work? I know TikTok is pretty weird about their gameplay. They ban people.
One man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Can you do TikTok Live yet?
It's time you joined him.
Get him! Oh, I burned that fucking bullet off your head.
Of the Phoenix.
Oh, careful.
It can't be. I was there when you died.
Now I'm there when you die. Mafia 2, yes!
Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us.
He's the proper heir to Rosaria.
Founder, it really is you.
Finishing the stream shortly before watching you. Yeah, maybe.
So wait.
Yelled at before in chats for emotes. I remember your old Irish heart emote got me in a lot of trouble. Oh, really? I'm sorry. Right, in other streams, damn, where they're like, it's epileptic. Oh.
We can speak inside.
Damn, you hope emotes get you recognized. Not the other way around, huh? Whoopsie. Whoopsie. Never been banned before. Nice. Definitely been timed out a few times. Half of it for jokes. Never been banned either, I don't think.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us.
Website for my photography. Yeah, I was just going to say that with your hate for certain websites, you know. I was like, you need a nice... I was trying to think of a website that is good around photography, you know.
A handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire.
There's not many.
But We've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye. The foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord, but in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool.
We gonna kill the bitch.
Since granting the Holy Emperor a new
Stream Hair and Beauty. No way!
With bearers only
Cooking with my mates as co-host, but mostly rambling. Oh, nice. I'll have to check it out.
No.
Wasn't even just your emotes that issues with people.
Having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do we. Make ready.
Yar! Have you guys seen this fucking sphere that's in Vegas? It looks cool. I wonder is it real though.
This is their main host. If we remove the head,
apparently it costs $2.3 billion.
Perhaps we can prevent what happened.
I don't know if you can go inside it. It's just
somewhere else.
A big spectacle thing.
If I do nothing,
it's like Final Fantasy X.
The blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Blitzball. I mess around in games. I maybe stream a little tonight. Okay.
And ours.
Instagram ramble. I like that.
We too have witnessed the
hair and makeup. That's
cool. Themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue.
Is it for like cosplay or anything like that?
We must put a stop to this madness.
We were just talking about it.
We must. So let us go with you.
Wix.
For the good of Rosaria.
I feel like I heard of that. Does exactly what it says in the thing.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Mommy issues Annie's a hot. Oh,
very well.
Viva Las Vegas, right?
If that is your wish, I would be honored
I haven't
to serve
been
at your side.
I haven't been to Vegas.
And we at yours.
So Wade, let us do our duty.
Yeah, it seems like
with pleasure, my lord.
She's always been a bitch anyway. When he was born a bear, when he got that curse, she basically disowned him. Like a mutt, you know, like the runt of the litter.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
That's what the hell is going on here? Look, why am I on fire? It's kind of cool. So yeah, she's been a bit of an evil bitch from day one. And I do think that she's responsible for what happened in Rosaria. I think she basically sold out her family. The idea, I think what happened was because he's the firstborn, and he was supposed to be the Phoenix dominant. And when that didn't happen and it was passed to Joshua, this guy was just an outcast then, you know? She probably saw him as a walking abortion. But she's just frankly an evil old bitch anyway.
Tell us then, Sir Wade. What is your plan?
Nothing.
You always see these like great mighty kings, and then you see
provoke the
horrible queen or vice versa. It's like, what the fuck did they see in them?
The Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding hills. This will allow us to wage battle on the.
By the way, my microphone doesn't sound right, so I'm streaming on Twitch tonight.
Oh,
I'm sorry you're having microphone trouble. What kind of microphone do you use?
How small exactly?
Small enough. Now that I have you and Lady Jill for company.
Microphones can be expensive. Even the likes of Blue Yetis and that. You're like,
that was your plan.
You throw down 300, 400 for it not to work right.
You haven't changed a bit.
The only thing I've noticed, it's a USB power issue a lot of the times.
The bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
So it might be a USB 2.0, 3.0, 2.0
now make
issue.
ready for battle. As you command.
Right, we could have a cool little tower defense here or something. Not afraid to do different moves. The motion blur has definitely helped, getting rid of that.
Thank you, Sir Wade.
It's gotten rid of some of the foggy feel of the game.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace. putting an end to
Vegas
the Black
vlog. Oh man, that'd be nice.
So we shall.
I'd love to do that. That is something I've always wanted to do. On one side of doing all this, I'd love to do travel vlogs, man. Travel streams, especially with all this stuff. I feel like some of these crazy backpacks you need, like it's just that shit's expensive. But you know, with the way modern phones are going and that, all you need is decent internet and you're good to go. Alright, lads. Looks like we're gonna storm the castle.
We'll keep them from the bridge. May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
End up like fucking going after your own kingdom.
Since they burned their first village, we tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their
Bastards.
corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
This is galloping? Oh, there we go. I was about to say. Ride like the wind. Quiet sands. We will free these people. Maybe it'll end up restoring the kingdom, you know?
There they are. On your command, my lord.
You guys have any like bucket list travel destinations? Is there anywhere like you would love to just go? If you had the money. Japan is definitely up there for me.
Now?
But not even
I told
Tokyo.
you.
I'd love to go to Kyoto.
We
or
bear a
something.
message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us,
Yes.
a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shield? Die along with your flame!
That's cute.
For Azaria!
For Azaria!
For big booty bitches.
Your petty revolution ends here. On these
La da da
our
da
swords we swear.
You're all dead. You're all fucking dead. Poor bastards. Bonk! Alright.
Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
Whoa, it's a big old dragon. Reinforcements have arrived.
More dragons.
Worse. The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm flattered.
This poor little guy by himself, huh? Pathetic. Ah. Oh, a new dragoon.
A noble stand, albeit a
These have to be part of the Imperial. If there's dragoons.
taking it. You have but
Look at that armor, dude.
point that
Giant
this
boomstick movie microphone have it.
dire need of cleansing.
Yeah, I've always been weird about mics in faces. Jump! Sit the fuck down. The best you've got to offer?
So wait.
There's no one left to keep them occupied. We need to finish this.
You mean finish him?
What are they up to? Precision counter, and he's fucking dead. The dragoons are very cool. Come on, that has to level us up, huh? Giving us like 60 experience for doing stuff. I know they don't want us to become OP, but kind of defeats the point of side quests if you're not going to reward us. Come on. Yeah, some of those microphones, goddamn, the Rode podcasters and stuff, damn, they're nice. What kind of mic have you got?
Nor do I.
I'd love to go to Japan. Latvia is definitely on my list. Nice. Girlfriend and things she's shown me about our culture. Awesome. A lot of those Eastern European countries get a bad rap, you know. People just think that they're cold, Eastern Bloc, and, you know, oppressed. It's not true at all.
Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
Minions! And then it will all begin again.
Yeah, it's the big fucking sphere in Las Vegas. It looks like an alien thing, honestly.
Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it, as we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die.
Damn.
And her loyal subjects may dream of a day.
Yes.
When
So wait,
think we should fall back to Portazolda before the garrison sends reinforcements?
I don't know when Threads is going to be available in Europe. There must be too much legislation, fucking red tape they have to go through. It's weird that it's in UK though. But that's the fucking Brexit stuff. Their regulations is probably just for UK and UK alone. It's all just privacy bullshit at the end of the day. But the problem is you're going to have to go through like fucking 13 different languages for EU or whatever it is. It's a bit 13 languages. Gotta go. Alright, no worries. Thanks a million for hanging out. Appreciate you coming back in. Appreciate you. Hopefully your mic issues get sorted. I know how frustrating technical issues can be.
Uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians.
Latvia's, no, Russians are generally not very welcoming.
I wouldn't almost have
very
been
conservative
by the
too.
city guard for trying to sneak over.
There's a little bit of that communism left over.
A formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
Communist Russia.
And appearances must be maintained.
It's true. That's why we're in this situation again, dude. Like, we put up with them during the fucking Cold War. We put up with them before that when there was czars, you know? TZAR. Sometimes you just can't break that mold. It's annoying. Oh, DPG, how's it going, dude? Hello. What up? What's your thoughts on Brexit? I think it's pretty pointless. It's something that'll pay off 20 years from now when the pound it'll be stronger than the entire world, probably. But for now, it's like, it's stupid, you know? Bite the hand that feeds you now just for a payoff later. And it was just completely badly, botchedly handled, you know? It's nonsense. The thing I worry about it is, like, you know, fucking logistical stuff aside, you know, shipping and all that crap and tax and all that stuff aside, fuck all that nonsense. That doesn't benefit us. It's first world problems. The issue I see is, God forbid, if World War III does happen, people will not come to the UK's aid, man. It's so much bad blood. So much bad blood. Ireland's always been quite a neutral country, but if shit hits the fan, we're a little bit too close to UK for my liking. I'd say, God forbid, but say like London was bombed or something, we'd get the fucking fallout of it, you know? Even if we're neutral. That's the way it is. They won't want to be part of the EU, but they'll come knocking and grovelling on the door when the time comes. The problem as well with Brexit is no matter how much they try to educate people on it, there's so much misinformation and just no understanding of it, especially in British people. Especially in our people that will die for the Union Jack, but have no clue how much they're destroying their own people.
Do you really think they believe we are who we say?
That's why I always tell people to watch Children of Man. We're closer to Children of Man than you'll ever think. Because underneath all the Brexit stuff, you worry about the implications about just blatant, you know, nationalism and racism.
My uncle believes we're
pushing foreigners out of our country.
He means to string us up himself.
When they heavily rely on tourism and they rely on their food and their exports, you know. Yeah. They don't have a clue. Try telling that to the average British person.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had
Ah!
come to visit.
Clearly not a, you know, family resemblance.
Clive Rossfield died long ago.
Oh.
And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue.
Doesn't even recognize him. Yeah, trickle down, exactly. Wait, what? Huh?
You would mock me as well?
Oh, thank God, I thought it was a bug.
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot.
Oh, I used to play old
Loyal
games with him.
servant to her serene holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod.
Insidious 5, nice. Are you gonna go watch it?
For thy crimes against
Dude, how
church and crown,
stupid does it sound even writing that, you know? Insidious 5. I suppose it's like the old days, you know, with Friday the 13th and Freddy and that.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell.
Oh, he's
that
crying.
thou might see thy charge once.
Don't get why we don't just use one stable coin like the dollar everywhere. Yeah. I get that.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Maddo in the twins.
If everything just became credits or whatever. The economy's too fucked to do that though, you see. It's the same reason why they can't write off student debt and all that. The old trillions.
Fond of that scene from The Saint and the Sector.
And if everything was to change to
Let me place a Crandall.
one currency, they would have to write off a lot of debt as well.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
At the end of the day, all currencies are bullshit anyway. Because it's all based off the gold bullion, you know?
But Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit.
It's definitely, like I was saying about it, kind of... We have this the slow down story build and then the big high crescendos.
You use the good plates, Rutherford.
For sure, it's just one of those moments. Like, the only thing we've done of worth in this entire stream, just in the story-wise, is get the white chocobo.
So you arrive late to one of
everything else has been fodder. Fodder! That's the unfortunate side of RPGs.
Been a constant thorn in Rosaria's
I see a red door, right?
These atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone.
Have you seen the new Transformers yet?
A monster.
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive.
It's going to be the last one,
The
right?
nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother.
Surprised you haven't done like a Conjuring and Insidious
Right. If it's a ship you
crossover.
require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephews.
The problem is you've got Patrick Wilson in both of them, you know.
Besides, I have it on good authority that Clive
But wouldn't that be
is telling
cool?
the truth.
Whose authority?
I wanted painted black. Yeah, great song,
Your
classic.
own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Wow.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing.
I wish Transformers would have done a proper Dinobots movie. I think that's why I actually dipped out at Age of Extinction.
One thing I can
Also Mark Wahlberg as well. I don't like him.
this about you.
But the original trilogy of Transformers, I really like.
Such a good boy.
Revenge of the Fallen is a bit shite.
Like the outlaw.
But Dark Side of the Moon
If
is
I'm not mistaken, would make
a fucking amazing movie.
outlaw's uncle.
This was like after The Dark Knight.
Why then? Who shall we pillage
And it ended up
first?
being Transformers Dark Side of the Moon ended up being like a
This will be fun.
almost like a survival movie. So good. There's a bit where like Decepticons take over Chicago and they just start murdering people in the street. I'm like, this is what they should have done ages ago. So good. Then it like goes in on the conspiracy about America going to the moon and all that, which I love that kind of stuff too.
Go on.
But yeah, I kind of dipped out after that. It was Age of Extinction,
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across
Bumblebee,
the boiling sea to
The
Drustus
Last
in the
Night,
space of 3 days.
Rise of the Beasts. Just shiting them out. There's a lot of old trilogies like that where I loved them and then just couldn't bear to keep watching. Like Pirates of the Caribbean, the original trilogy is godly. It's fantastic. People shat all over at World's End, and I was just at the edge of my seat. That bit where they're going into the whirlpool, and there's two ships just slowly... Oh man, that was fucking awesome. Loved it.
Because once they learned
Calypso.
that Lash would not move me,
Oh damn, look, she's just been a slave her whole life, poor
they
thing.
turned it on those who could.
Damn, look at that. Poor thing. It's fucked up. So she wouldn't obey them, so they started slaughtering people
So I became their puppet.
until she did what they want. See, this is the story they should
I
be
let them
telling.
pull my strings.
Fuck the uncle
Telling
talking
myself
shite.
It was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's.
Oh, Jill, I'm sorry. I'm sorry they did that to you. That sucks. She's a great character.
I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all.
Imagine having that kind of power, but to be used like a dog. Reminds me a lot of like what they did with Superman.
Had become a monster.
It's not your fault.
Jill.
You did it literally to save people's lives. She is Shiva.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand?
You're not a monster.
I want to choose a different path, a better path.
You're a victim of manipulation.
To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come
After
to
Dark
terms
of the
with
Moon,
my
yeah,
past.
it did. Like, they're not fucking, you know, movies of the year or anything, but they're fantastic blockbusters, and I believe those kind of movies are important.
Just as you stood with me.
All Ghostbuster movies were great too, but the newer ones not so much.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done,
I love Beast Wars.
will the
And the
monster cease to
Dinobots and the Terracons and that. Now they're doing their own cinematic universe.
Promise me that you won't die with it.
Aw. Come on, just angry fuck already. Come on!
No. Let's get some sleep.
Clive, you're so oblivious,
The journey
dude.
back to Bendermere is long, and
She loves you with her whole heart. And you just don't even see it, dude. Oblivious. I'm telling you. Crystal Claw Lover. Someone's gonna have to die, I'm telling you. How's it going, Dynamite? Hello, dude. Only redeeming factor of the last night was Anthony Hopkins. Oh, God. That was such a weird role, right? Little butler, dude. Damn, did you actually watch that one? Good lord. Dark of the Moon, like, they brought, like, Sentinel Prime, like, one of the Primes. Pretty cool. And then got fucking the original, like, Leonard Nimoy Data from fucking Star Trek to do his voice. It was cool. It was a cool idea. Like, a lot of the stories are sloppy. Like, Revenge of the Fallen... I don't know what the fuck they were going. There was so much like falling out with Megan Fox and that, and they've never been good at writing stories for the humans. Like we love Shia LaBeouf, Sam Witwicky, and all that, but it was just very unnecessary stuff, as usual. And then like by the time Dark of the Moon, I like Dark Side of the Moon. I liked it a lot, but there is so much fluff. Like they bring in the dude from Grey's Anatomy, he's doing fucking nothing. They bring in John fucking Malkovich, who does nothing. Yeah. They've got like Ken Jean, is that his name? The guy from like Hangover, you know, little naked Chinaman in the fucking boot. He's in it. He does nothing as well. A lot of great actors just doing a whole lot of nothing. But weirdly, I actually like Josh Duhamel's and Tyrese Gibson's. Like I know they have to bring that military side of stuff, and I'm okay with that. Like a lot of movies do that. They're like, hey, remember them boys in blue? And something I always loved about the original Transformers movies was that they always got Linkin Park to do a song. I know it's goofy, but I love Linkin Park, and all of those movies had Linkin Park songs. You had like New Divide, and then Iridescent. Like honest to God, go back and watch Dark of the Moon, and you'll be like, holy shit, it's really cool. It's like a disaster movie. Whole of Chicago just destroyed, people getting killed in the street. There's all this kind of sad music, and then you build up for the finale. And Soundwave is amazing. Like they introduced that villain in the second movie, and he's so good in Dark Side of the... Like Metatron is barely like there at all. Then he becomes like Galvatron, right? But yeah, I enjoyed those, but yeah, haven't seen... I dipped out after Age of Extinction. Hated it. Hated Mark Wahlberg. And I haven't seen Last Night, and I haven't seen Bumblebee, and I haven't seen Rise of the Beasts. But I might watch Bumblebee. We'll see. What I want to do is go back and get all the Transformers games. I'd love to do that. I'm going to do it. Mark my fucking words. Get Fall of Cybertron, War of Cybertron, the Transformers movie games, which are fucking good. And even the 04 one. And then Transformers Devastation, which is awesome too. I'll get them. I'll get them. Nice. Yeah, that was without a shadow of a doubt a very empty fucking quest there. What were they thinking?
Back again, Lord Rosfield.
Damn, she could be like a main character.
Good company.
Yeah, I imagine getting Anthony Hopkins then use him as comedy.
But your counsel
Weird.
that I seek on this occasion.
Yeah, it sucks, dude. I hate that they've done that.
The charmer.
They have a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
Will it be today, then?
movie coming out, and I hope Fortnite will jump in on that. That'd be cool.
I need to know what to expect.
We'll
You'll
see.
soon be setting
Hope
sail
your
for
week is
Drake's
going well,
Wife,
Dynamite.
I take it. The mother crystal that rises from the boiling sea.
Yeah.
There was a time when a true-blooded Rosarian had only to brave the waves to visit it. But then the Ironblood made their move.
Yeah, I've definitely said my piece against, you know, some of those kind of movies. Because, you know,
As you know, the Iron Kingdom...
like I said, they never really win awards. They're just summer
Or
blockbusters.
rather, its church does.
But they're important to have.
This is not the pragmatic approach to state religion employed
The same
by
with
the Holy Empire
Mission
to
Impossible and all
manipulate
those.
the masses.
Top Gun Maverick.
No. The Iron Kingdom is the literal embodiment of the crystalline orthodoxy. And so, if
I'm
one is to
so
understand
angry
it,
at the
one must
wasted
start
potential of having
As
nearly
the name
no
implies,
licensed
the
games out.
orthodoxy holds the Mother Crystal
Like, look where we are with
and they do
Mandalorian,
not take kindly to heathens plundering
the new
objects
kind of
of their
DCU
worship
stuff,
for the means to fill
and even
washtubs
Marvel.
and
They've all been
lighthouses
dropping
with
the ball.
frivolous feats of magic.
I remember when Lord of the Rings
The
took off,
faithful consider
and
Aether
it was
a
like a
sinful thing,
arms race to get
poison no
a
less.
Lord of the Rings movie out.
And to them, a dominant is
This
an
is like a
instrument of evil,
previously
albeit
on.
one they have proven only too happy to
And
turn against
if
their
it's that bad,
enemies.
you have to retell the story.
Some 80 years ago, in
Like we're
Northern
not that
Storm,
stupid, are we? It's only
Drake's
been
eye
15
collapsed.
hours.
Soon after, in pursuit of Aether, and with the Blight at their backs, the Northern Territories descended upon the Grand Duchy of Rosaria. And when the Shields of the Flame marched to meet them, the Iron Kingdom spied an opportunity. A few short days
What the
later,
hell?
the Crusaders landed on the island of Mount Drastanus, home of Drake's Breath, and plucked it from
Drake's
the
breath
Duchy's grasp.
stinks.
Rosaria tried to
It's not
reclaim
God's
it, of
plan for you
course,
not to
but
brush your
no
teeth, Drake.
avail.
God
I
damn.
doubt more than a handful of Dutch
Transformers
men
movie I
set
haven't
foot
seen
on
is the
its
latest one.
shores
Okay,
in your
cool. And
lifetime.
what's your favorite, dude? Also,
What they
4 level.
like to again, under the Empire's stewardship, meaning the Iron Blood will keep their island, and with it, the foothold they need to march on mainland soil when next they spy an opportunity. The Mother Crystal is
The
both
audio's dying all over the
Iron
place.
Blood's
Weird.
worship and their gateway to the continent, making Drastanus the holiest of holy grounds, from which the Orthodox Crusade shall one day sail forth to
Yeah,
claim
what's your
the
favorite
remaining Mother
Transformers movie?
Crystals, or die trying.
My father and my grandfather both traded
I think
blows
that
with the Iron Blood.
the Fortnite Optimus Prime, is he
Before
based
Drake's
on
breath,
old school or
had
something?
things unfolded differently at Phoenix Gate, we would have sent our entire fleet against them.
But instead, they sent
It'd
their
be
fleet
oh, you
against
like Revenge of the
Rosette,
Oh shit.
sacked the capital, killed the men, and captured the women.
That was the one that
Jill, I'd say you'd be forgiven
was a
for
flop,
wanting
right?
a little revenge, Clive.
My only aim is to destroy the Mother Crystal. Then, thank you all the same. Not much else to do here.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Like the fallen enemy, because he's like meant to hide in the shadows because he's a prime as well. He doesn't get enough screen time until the end. They kind of messed with the lore a bit. There was meant to be like 13 primes. It was like a joke because, you know, like 13 prime numbers. But I feel like the movies just keep talking about only 7 of them. Now, obviously, to have a 14th one and a 15th one because just the nature of comics and outside stuff, you know. What he's based on? The Fallen? Yeah, he's the original Megatron. He was known as Megatronus or something like that. I think like prehistoric shit. There was the way it works. Same with the primes is they're all like different generations. You know, father, son, grandfather, that kind of stuff. So it's like Sentinel Prime. Then there was like the first Prime, which I think maybe the Last Night is about. I don't know. Is the Last Night about Primus? I think Primus was the first Prime. Then yeah, there was Sentinel Prime, who was literally like the father of Optimus Prime. It's kind of a cool idea. And then it's got to do with, it all goes back to like the original, like there's a god inside of Transformers, and that was Primus, and he gave birth to Unicron, and then a twin, almost like Adam and Eve, but it was Unicron, and it was like this Cybertron, which is actually Primus, right? Wasn't that it? Fuck, I can't remember. And now I'm getting confused myself. But then I think they try and say that Unicron is actually is Earth, because these big Transformers are the size of planets, and Primus is the planet Cybertron. But you know the way like they transform into trucks and cars and stuff? These versions, they're like God Transformers. When they transform, it's into a planet. So I don't know how they're going to work that into the movies. They probably never will. So it won't make sense. If he transforms, if Unicron transforms, he'll destroy Earth, you know? He'll turn into a giant planet-sized robot fighting each other, like... Yeah. But still kind of cool. Here be monsters. This place is gorgeous.
One way.
I'd like to see that fight. If they don't eventually get to the point of Unicron and Primus fighting each other, what the fuck has this all been for then, you know? I really loved Optimus Prime and his flight suit and all that, and it's pretty cool.
I think so.
Oh no, is Rise of the Beast a prequel? Oh fuck, I never thought about that. Maybe that's what Fortnite is based on. Like a younger Gen 1 version of... See, that's how confusing things have got. After Dark of the Moon, or maybe, which was it? Age of Extinction? One of them fucked up the storyline that much that they had to do prequels now.
Spoke of Imran.
So I think Bumblebee is a prequel, and fucking Rise of the Beast is a sequel to the prequel. For fuck's sake. Oh, don't you love modern writers? You fucking plebs, man. Fuck you now.
What I need.
Let's hope the writer's strike stays on for another 5 or 6 years. Bring in some new writers. How do you fuck up a storyline so much that you have to do a prequel and then do a sequel of the prequel?
Beside me.
Always.
Mark my words, the multiverse, my MCU stuff is gonna fuck up the next 5 or 10 years of writing. Everyone's gonna want to do a multiverse, and we're already sick of it. What the fuck are we gonna do, man? Everything's gonna have a cinematic universe, man. Fucking Walmart and Target's gonna have their own movies about cinematic universes. Trying to see how much of this I realistically should do. Yeah, this one seems to have a plus side quest. I said I'd do the plus side quests. Anyway, I really love Transformers. Sorry about that. But even as someone who hasn't watched the last 3 or 4 movies. Is it a Jill? Is that Jill?
Typical nobles.
Optimus and Fortnite, yeah. Can't remember much of the plot of last night. See, there you go.
New billets being posted every day.
I must watch it. What did you see Bumblebee? Is Bumblebee?
Clive! Oh, am I glad to see you?
Huh?
Is something wrong?
How's that your voice?
Blackthorn. He ain't himself. And if I'm honest, he ain't been for a while.
Dude.
Normally it only takes a couple of drinks
Nah. Your voice is like 20 years younger than you are.
Down, and whatever it is, he ain't telling. It's like he's lost his spark, you know? He's barely got enough fire in his belly to get the ump about stuff. But I'm thinking he might if we both bent his ear, because he respects you, innit?
Innit, bruv?
So, what'd you say?
Fuck off.
Fine. If you think it will help.
I knew you'd understand.
The old Indiana Jones were good as well, but the newer ones not so much.
He'll open up when he's ready.
There's a lot of movies like that, unfortunately.
Now, he'll only smell a rat if we both turn up at once. So, I'll go first, and you can meet us at the forge. Wait a bit.
This might help us. Blacksmith stuff. Maybe I can start forging better things. I had heard that there was a way to get better potions. Not that I use them that much, honestly. I don't need them. I'm not saying I'm that great at the combat, but it's just generally an easy game. That's why people are pissy about it. It's like, oh, fucking people calling for difficulty options again.
That monster's taken quite a liking to Lady Karen.
First August, and now you. What are you pair up to? What's it got to do with me?
August was worried that something had been weighing on your mind. I thought you might want to talk about it.
Did you now?
He's gonna cry.
I told you not to stick your nose in my business. What'd you go and do?
Stick his nose in your business.
He just wants to help, innit? What's so bad about that?
That voice, man.
To him. You never know, you might feel better for getting it all out in the open.
What were they
Please,
thinking?
Mate. I'm worried about you.
Oh.
Phil shut you up. It's nothing really. Stupid. Not the sort of thing you bother people about.
Why don't you tell us all the same?
There's good newer movies out, you know, like just
Karen and I
here and there.
I keep an eye on Goots, and
I
she
think
shows me what the competition.
the new Batman movie is fantastic.
Things like that.
Joker's doing its own thing, so there's hope in the DCU.
She shows me a cuirass she's come by.
And Marvel,
of level work.
like
light, supple, and
those
tougher than
Across the Spider-Verse movies are cracking. There's a good movie every now and then, you know, like Shang-Chi. So that's the last good one we had, Shang-Chi.
Put the bastard thing there and then just to study it, but I was too proud. And now every time I reach for my hammer, I'm reminded that I'm not the craftsman I thought I was. There. You happy?
I can help you. I've seen the new Batman. Okay, okay.
Now piss off.
Dude, you should take a little bit of time, get your favorite drink or snack or a pizza or whatever, and just turn off the lights, turn off your phone, everything, just sit down and watch that. It's fucking amazing, dude. Just pure noir, you know. Great shots, great atmosphere.
I always thought of old Blackthorn as a bit of a force of nature. Like a storm cloud full of ale.
I was very impressed with it.
Didn't think anything could rattle him.
As someone who hasn't enjoyed Batman since The Dark Knight, you know.
always taken pride in his craft. Questioning it means questioning himself. Something tells me this is only going to get worse. If he has doubts, it will affect his work, which will only add to his problems. We need to nip this in the bud.
I couldn't agree more.
Nip.
He said he should have bought that cuirass.
Cuirass? I've been calling them cuirasses for ages.
Assuming you're happy to help, that is.
Cuirasses.
Too bloody right I am.
See, bloody
Glad to
right.
hear it. First things first, then. We need to speak to Karen.
We're pushing into, you know, a new era of comic book movies that they refuse to do origin stories for, and it's probably for the best. But I also fear that I think every generation deserves an origin story for their favorite hero, you know, so they can get into it, and it can lead to better interpretations of origin stories. You just kind of refuse to do it, like the newer Spider-Man, which is probably for the best, but he's become such a lackey of the Avengers, he barely stands on his own 2 feet. And the newest Batman, which I think Batman works the best because his has been really done to death, and it remains to be seen with the new Superman. We'll see with Superman Legacy, you know. I hope he goes down the usual route, James Gunn, you know, and he's not afraid to go after gore and obviously a little bit of comedy, but not too much meta comedy. I feel like the newest Suicide Squad with Starro on that was a little bit too meta on it. You know, it would do a lot of pullaways, and you're like, damn it, I was just getting into the action. And he does the same with Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, definitely funny moments, but he almost will do a funny moment at the risk of the storyline. I'm like, Jesus, man, might be just nice to have that hero moment. But we do. He's good at that too, you know.
Do you have a moment? Blackthorn mentioned that you'd recently.
I love Superman. He may be my favorite
exquisite example of the craft.
Superhero of them all, you know. But it's usually Superman, Spider-Man, and Batman.
So we thought we'd buy it for him.
Sorry, sold it already.
I also have a sweet spot for Batman Beyond, obviously, and Static Shock. I've always loved Static Shock, so I'd love to see him come back in some way.
Who made it is a bit of an odd one. Happened across him on my travels. Makes all his stuff to order, but the fella who could.
I'll never get my Batman Beyond dreams. I never will. It's okay though. I can keep wishing. I want a great game and I want a great movie.
Find him, do you?
Like I said,
but it's okay.
An odd one. Doesn't even have a workshop. Don't trust hunters neither, which means he spends as much time out tracking beasties as he does working their hides.
Alright,
He did tell me something though. Apparently, his next commission's for a set of griffin hide greaves.
I'm gonna fight some griffins.
Here, there's a griffin on the hunt board.
That's all you have to tell me. 14 lines of dialogue.
Somewhere in Sam Break.
Just tell me. One griffin coming up.
At least you would.
Cheers.
So.
Thanks, Granny.
It sounds like going after that griffin might be the best chance we have of finding our roaming.
I'll leave the hunting to you.
Alright,
You get
peace. Goodbye. No need for 17 goodbyes. One griffin. Say less. Let's go find this monster board.
Typical nobles.
I want DC to do well because it'll make Marvel get a kick up their arse. Move away from the... I guarantee it. Mark my words. As I live and breathe, Kang Dynasty will not come out. I fucking guarantee it. Unless they replace the actor. He is going through a world of hate and hurt right now.
The Cursebreakers post sightings of particularly fearsome beasts.
He seems like another uppity cunt who got 1 or 2 big roles and immediately their ego blasted into the air. and he starts abusing people and women and stuff.
That what you want?
Fuck him. You know, fuck him. Those things you gotta err on the side of wait and see because you just don't know these days. But yeah, if there's even a modicum of that stuff that's true, then fuck him. Burn his career to the ground. But yeah, put down the torches and the tires and feathers until
leaving your
we know for sure.
mightiness aside for the moment, the people of Alastia are going through a lot already. But with the blight
I think if Kang Dynasty does come out, it will be Marvel's version of DC's The Flash. We've got a problematic actor, a movie that you need to push out, and no choice but to release it knowing that it's going to make maybe a third of it what it should have made, you know? I haven't seen the new Flash or anything yet, but I have high-ish hopes for it, but I think it looks like instead of Ezra Miller carrying it, it seems that it's Michael Keaton that's carrying it. Alright, let's go for the Griffin. Hello, my little buddy. Keep-ow. Alright, Dosmere. Okay, whereabouts is he? Alright, these are the notorious marks. We already fought one by accident. Damn, look at that joke. Belagor. An actual Griffin, huh? The Angel of Death. If it isn't Witcher, eat your heart out. Alright, can I pick this one? CB, does it mean like how difficult it is? Alright, use the hunt board. Trying to do that, it wouldn't let me select it. How do you accept it? Open bills. There's no accept button. How does this work? Hello! Motherfucker! Open build. This is not working. What the fuck? Keep out. Alright, what else you got to say? Maybe you don't accept it, you just go out and look for it. You think you just kind of hit it up? Alright, whatever. Whatever. Do it myself. I never needed you. Alright, so we gotta look for... Nope. Sandbreak. And we're looking for... Kier. It's Sandbreak, so for the Kier... Gate. Central Lost Wing. Kier Nova, yeah. Alright, this is the one, I think. That's a bit awkward. I want them to convert more comics into game. Yeah! They'll never do that, I know. You're dead right. Okay. So it might be somewhere over here we haven't found yet. You think it? I'd say it's around here, maybe. Dragon's Eyrie, Royal Meadows. Maybe it's there. Or did it say Clairview?
Faster.
Yeah, I'd like them to get weirder. I can see James Gunn doing that with DCU. I hope he brings back things like Swamp Thing and stuff like that, because a lot of them got shit on because of shitty Warner Brothers not being able to do things right, you know? So you had situations where they're doing Titans, they're doing Legends of Tomorrow, and just farting it out, you know? I definitely want to get to the darker side and the weirder side. Okay, we might be able to find this guy by ourselves, because that's how we found the eyeball guy. We just walked in. A griffin is not something you just miss, you know? It's gonna be a big bastard. Every game has to have a griffin, and I love that. Griffins are one of the coolest. That sure looks like a griffin over there. I love that. I love the nature of it. Is it a griffin? No, it's not big enough to be a griffin. It's one of those harpy cunts.
Straight home now.
I wasn't finished. One of Garuda's bitches. I'm just gonna whip it away from here. Alright. Oh, your titties! Fine, we'll hit another one up the way.
If that's what I think it is, this isn't gonna be easy. Nice try.
Too slow and demonic fucking voice. Down, bitch! Don't make me peg you. When I was a kid, we used to say, like, if you had, like, a rock or something, you would just peg a rock, you know? Little did I know. Little did I know. You fell over. Oh, look at that parry, man. It's so good when that happens.
Awakened wins.
Nice try.
What the hell was that noise? Sit the fuck down, bitch. Nice, Dougie. Combat's so fucking satisfying. Shish. Naughty, naughty. It's over. Nice. What's the Griffin gonna be like? Oh lord. Yeah, we'll fuck around. If you guys down for some Fortnite, or you want something else? Or, what do you think? Let me find this Griffin. I know I will. Won't we all? Anyone can do a Clive voice, man. Ain't that fucking hard. All you gotta do is smoke 20 a day. I know I will.
Ready, go? That's better.
Yeah, those fights, man. I always say that, like, a good boss will always prove what how good a combat system is, right? It'll make it or break it. If it's good against mobs, usually it'll be good against bosses, but it can also fuck it up. I feel like that's what happened with Liza P. I'm really, like, fingers crossed for Liza P. So far for August, because I think Liza P got pushed, for August we have the new From Software game, Armored Core 6, and then we have that Atlas Fallen game, which looks fucking amazing, from the guy, what are they called, Deck 13, or one of those, they made the Surge 1 and 2 anyway. Looks fucking cool. Got like sand surfing, crazy combat. Let me see if I can find this on my own. Alright, apparently it's in something called the West Gate. Yeah, West Philadelphia. Maybe it has its own. It's this gate. Maybe it's one of those things that has its own little place, you know? It's entirely possible. I'm thinking it might be here somewhere. Okay, can try that. Looks like it's one of those things that it's not going to just present itself to us. We got to do a little bit of detective work, huh? Does it knock you off the chocobo when you get here? It does.
To the stables go.
Of course it does.
Slavers don't even bother. There's talk at the glass gate.
They, yeah, we won't be through with comic book movies for a long time. And that's okay, as long as they keep being different and weird. Like, James Gunn put it best himself. He says, it's not that it's a comic book movie fatigue that's the problem. It's just the horrific execution. Well, he used a lot of CGI, but he actually had something to say against CGI. That's why I think, like, Guardians 3, as much as you don't want to believe it, it felt like a very anti-MCU, or at least just the nature of how they make their movies. I think if anything, it was just very frustrated with having to constantly put, you know, endgame Fallout stuff in his movie. He's probably the person very against Gamora being dead and all that. Maybe that was the idea. Maybe he was like, I'm not keeping this character dead, and maybe he was supposed to. I don't know. She'll always be the big plot hole anyway. If anything, I think Nebula almost got a better storyline than
time to fight.
Gamora did over the course of those movies anyway. Karen Gillan just fucking kicking ass as well. Hey Barney, how's it going? Hello! How you doing? Is this a dead end over here? Balls. I was really hoping it would be here somewhere. Look at that crystal over there, that's cool. That'll be one of the dead crystals. Alright, that's not the west gate. Where could it be? I don't think it's down here. I'm thinking it's like secretly here actually. Because it's just miraculously fucking blurred out there, you know. Blurred lines. What a nice Thursday. Yeah, exactly. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice here. We've gone back to our usual Irish weather, so
Look at this place.
Complain too much.
Let's go. Fly, Ambrosia.
Kind of pointing me over here to that gate. But isn't that not where we just fought the big harpy bitch? Who knows? This is definitely their attempt at doing monster hunts. But, I mean, we've been doing monster actual hunts since 12 and even before that. Go fuck yourself. Is this a fucking... Ah! I want you to shove this invisible wall up your fucking invisible ass. Look at this beautiful country and it's like... Invisible wall. Silly bastards. What are you like? No, see, I've gone too far. I'm trying to get over there somehow. But how? When you block me at every fucking occasion. Are you serious? Only have 2 Gears of Wars. Nice. Which one? Are you doing like Gears of War Judgment? This badly needs a fucking mini-map, honestly. Nya, 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 nya. Is it here? Up here somewhere. Where are you, Griffin? This is where I fought the harpy. Fucking raptors. Right. Oh fuck this the dead end do? Jumping Jehoshaphat. They don't turn so good. They're going so fast. Gears Tactics, right. I heard very good things about that game. Really would be nice to be able to open those on the Chocobo. One step forward, one step back. Judgment was cool, felt like Halo. Yep. And now they have them working on a new game, which is great. People Can Fly. Bulletstorm is awesome too, it does not get enough love. Puts the arcade and arcade shooter. Like go in there? Looks cool, huh?
Be safe.
Fucking invisible wall. Dude, I don't give a fuck about no spiders, man. I got a bigger fish to fry. Oh my god, that's just my luck. Seems like a nice place to put a griffin. No? No, it's... Was this where Lost Wing is? It's like another way, the Weeping Rent. Imperial Chase. You're being dicks about this. You're being dicks about it. For some reason I can't access the board though. It's telling me to look at the board. I press on the board and it won't... Huh? It won't let me select Griffin. I press the button. I think that's what's wrong. It's like, you shall not find the monster till we tell you to. It's all this guy's fault. What's up with you, buddy? You gotta help me, man. I can't access the Griffin stuff.
Better.
Something is very wrong. Now I have 2 of these done. Do you have to do these before you get to that one or something? We can hear me pressing on it, isn't it? It's not doing anything. Oh lordy. Can we get just video games that actually work? Is that a thing? Do I have to do like 17 fucking bastard Google searches just to fix your fucking game? Do I? If I see this guy select the fucking Griffin quest, I'm gonna be pissed. I bet you that's all that's wrong with us. Alright, use the fucking hunt board. He clicks on it. Then what? Ooh, you bastard. Gonna have to take an old screenshot of that, I think. I don't take no screenshots. I don't take no. Alright. Oh man, this sucks, dude. It really is loading like a story for him. What is the deal? What do I press on it? No! Something is very wrong here. How do you even like what do you press? How do you claim them? Whoo! That's kind of broken. I'm sorry. That's not my fault. It's probably something simple. I guarantee you what's wrong is, right? Really simple. I didn't access the monster board before doing this quest, so because it's like thinking it's tutorial bullshit or something, probably it's confused with inside the quest. It might be something I can't do right now. Might be borked. Also, they've updated the game like twice, and you know what updates do, everybody? Say it with me. Breaks more than it fixes. Yay, well done. You all win a free tote bag. What does it say on the tote bag? Fix your fucking game. That's what it says on it. You're welcome. You're welcome. Please. Please don't scare off the children. Please don't. Please don't do it. But we got that photo mode for you. Nice. Dude, I just want to see one development diary where he's like, my job was to make the photo mode. I spent 6 months on this. While the game launch is barely fucking working. Good day to you too. No hanky-panky right now. We're looking for Griffin Spanky-Panky. Spanky-Panky. Yeah, apparently you select that, and then it'll tell you to go to the west gate. But it ain't doing that for me. So it might be called Blacksmith Blues, but in reality, I'm the one with the blues. I have the blues. The reds and the pinks. I'm trying to go down here, you fucking wankers. There's no road there. Sons of bitches. Dude, all the work they spent on the big open world map, which is completely useless because we don't travel on it. And then they barely put together the local map. Oof. I honestly think Final Fantasy XII did a better job on the local maps. It's just lumps of land stuck together. Where's the detail? In your arse. They really gotta fix this sprint as well. It's probably a better way of doing it. It's like if you hold down long enough, you'll burst into a sprint. You don't do it. Let you play as the enemy, yeah. People sleep on those kind of tactical games. Like Halo Wars 1 and 2. Fucking brilliant. Halo Tactics is more like XCOM, but Halo Wars 1 and 2 is like Command & Conquer in Halo's universe. They are brilliant. They got a great story too. Halo Wars 2's story had some enemies that actually end up showing up in Halo Infinite. I think Halo Infinite's going to be one of those games that takes a little bit of time to be appreciated. But I appreciate it. I like it. This thing's probably going to just completely fucking walk all over me, by the way. But we do like a challenge. If it's not down here, it might just be stuck. We'll just leave it there. If it is quest-based, but every other monster we just happened upon, you know? Like that harpy. This one's nicely tucked away. Do I see some griffin wings? Something big down there. Maybe?
Griffins don't exactly make for easy prey.
Thank God.
Let's hope our craftsman hasn't bitten off more than he can chew.
Thank God it pushed the fucking quest forward. I was a little bit worried. Ah, there's one griffin right there. Coming right up. Medium rare. Or the breast or the leg. I'll take the break. Look at every little fucking tufts here. Hello. I'm gonna slaughter you. Dozmir. Thank God, because that quest was brokener than a motherfucker. Fuck off! Alright, you overgrown chicken. Time to send you to KFC. One grimace safe. Fuck it. Did anyone try the grimace shake? I think I missed it. Is it gone now? No, it's... Oh my God, he's doing crystal magic? Oh, that was, your girl. Bad birdie. When you bring your friends over to show off your bird, and he attacks them. Sheesh. Oh my lord, I'm flying through the air right now. Damn, I'm getting slaughtered. Mommy. I don't want to die to the nice griffin. Fuck me, he turns on a dime, dude. Even poor Jill. Oh my god, Jill went flying. Fucking hell, he hurts. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts.
Nice try.
Bitch. Get him. I ain't playing with you no more. Ow! I'm telling. Mom, the griffin is whooping my ass. That's nice, dear. Oh my fucking Jesus Christ. La 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 la. That is better. It's whooping my ass, do you mind? Too slow. Same, bro. Down, Wilbur.
Nice try.
She's so quick to get away. Sheesh! That was close. Felt it in me left nipple, felt it in me right. Okay, that was, yeah. Okay. That damage spike. Oh my god. Alright, that's one griffin down, and everybody eats for the week. I've pretty much done all the monster hunts. Cool. Yeah, we should, I'm thinking there's been talk of them doing a little remake series of Gears. You know, kind of like the Master Chief Collection, where you can switch between old and new. I think they're going to do that for Gears, and it's been rumored for a while.
Could that be our man?
But yet didn't announce it, and Xbox are notorious for actually turning up at Gamescom, unlike Sony. So I think they might announce something like that for Gamescom. They said they're going to bring some stuff there. That's in August. You never know. Be nice for like maybe like a January release or something. You know that?
Dare say I'll survive. That griffin caught me before I could get an arrow off. Must have lost sight of me in the grass, though. I'd be dead if it hadn't.
Good fight.
More likely than not.
Glad we were able to complete that outside of a little
Camille.
bugged quest.
I'm a lowly leather worker, if you couldn't tell by the smell of me.
Oh, I thought you
So
shit
from
yourself.
what I hear. Do you remember selling to a merchant by the name of Karen?
She's not an easy woman to forget. Bought a cuirass from me after I lost my buyer. Quite taken with my work, as far as I recall. Didn't stop her bartering me down to a pittance, though.
Mm-hmm.
She sent you for a refund?
It's not her who sent me.
This might help us with our potions. Something, anyway. Don't really need upgraded potions, but yeah.
Well,
I'll take it.
Consider me flattered.
You should be. He's a master of his art. And not an easy man to impress.
Blacksmiths are proud folk. It's a rare thing indeed for one to praise a glorified tanner, and I don't imagine an impressive swordsman like yourself would be getting your steel from any but the best. I'd dearly love to help a fellow craftsman, but actually, I suppose you could give him this.
What is it?
Treated leather. Same stuff I used to make that cuirass. If your man's as skilled as he sounds, he'll know what he's looking at.
You sure?
Well, you did save my life.
Okay.
And thanks to you, I'll be
Alright.
short of showing
in that case.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Please shut up, please. You have such a horrible habit of 14 lines of dialogue too much.
Hopefully this will sweeten Blackthorn's mood.
That's all they had to do was say thank you, give him this. Look at that Griffin. Not bad. Not as impressive as Witcher or Dragon's Dogma, but I'll take it. Dragon Dogma 2, I can't even believe, but that fucking thing is nearly out. That is unbelievable. It went from being a nothing to almost out. The same sentence. Should be fun. They're very classic old RPGs. A little bit of Shadow of the Colossus thrown in there where you're climbing on the beasts. They really focus so much on the magic that it pushes you to be a sorcerer class.
Did you find him?
Yep.
Does the Hunkin...
I found him.
Found him, killed him, slain him, done.
And he asked me to give you this. Along with his regards.
Pal. Alright, that might introduce some new upgrades and hopefully some more potions too.
You're joking.
Oh. Now what? Fuck.
He said he wouldn't teach you how to work it, but that if you were as skilled as you sounded, you'd have no trouble understanding how it was done.
So that's his secret. Crafty bastard. He's layered and cross-grained it.
Yes.
A few times too.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's no ordinary oil he's used to get. Oh, this is fine work.
Should we leave?
Even finer than I thought.
He's creaming at the thoughts of this letter.
I'll take your word for it. Just looks like leather to me.
Right.
Here, Clive. You didn't happen to catch the fella's name, did you?
Camille, I believe.
I thought as much. There ain't many leather workers in the realm daft enough to do their own hunting, see? And his name, turns out, he's from Tabor. And again, most leather workers are. But our friend Camille guards a long-held family secret.
Then we better keep this close to our chests.
Fuck off.
Listen, sorry for putting the both of you to all that trouble. Still, I'm glad you found him. This has cheered me right up.
There you go.
That was the idea. Clive's idea, anyway. He did most of the work.
It's good to have you back, Blackthorn.
I like he's a blacksmith with a thorn in his side.
Just don't expect me to go turning out work like this. There's a reason he does his own hunting. He knows exactly what hides to look for. And that's how he gets them to layer up so nicely. And don't get me started on how much oiling this leather would need. But I reckon I can make something about as good. Something a curse breaker will have no trouble caring for. Anyway, enough narrowing.
Alright. I love when they always end their conversations with enough belly aching, enough talking, enough this, but it doesn't.
Looks like we won't be needing a new blacksmith.
It doesn't stop them from fucking 14 lines of dialogue beforehand. You can't just end it with enough of that.
No one spins a
You
yarn
could always
like
just
old Blackthorn in his cups.
fucking just don't talk that much in the start.
Sorted. I've got duties to attend to, Clive.
I'm gonna kick your ass, man. You have a voice 20 years younger. Alright. Do we get some goodies for it? I'm convinced maybe this will help us. Ooh. Okay. Drake Slayer's belt. Diagram dealing steps. Belt fit for a hero. Necessary for crafting the Drake Slayer's belt. I didn't really slay a Drake though. Nope. Griffin is not a lizard. Did I make that now? It's not. Yeah, huh? Watch now, it's gonna need every fucking rare item.
What do you need?
Fuck off.
What do you want?
What do you need? What do you want? Where's the Drake Slayer's belt? Oh, there it is. Alright, I need Electrum, which is probably from another monster hunt. Legend of the Drake. That's a lot of HP. And the cry that echoed through the sky as she thrust her sword down the mighty Drake's nape. Life had escaped the elder worm and crashing to the sea where his corpse lay, unmoving yet unsinking. That's probably about Leviathan. Just keep it that, dude. The fact that there's a little monster beside it makes me think that it's a monster hunt thing. Diddle diddle do. An Electrum. Sounds like it's gonna be from some electric boogaloo. Electric Drake. shit. I beat 3 of the monsters. That's how you get... The fuck do you get out of here?
Bloody dust.
Nah! Let me leave, please. It is like a little ship. I'm so happy we unlocked the Chocobo. You could probably play the whole game and not unlock that. Wouldn't matter too much. Yeah, that went from a probably unfixable quest to luckily just completely sidewinding this little shit. You nearly broke the quest, you little bollocks. Let me get, is it this one? Bella 4. That's probably not it. You never know. Where do I get the stuff for doing these? It says down here, reward. I ain't getting no damn reward. Does it just happen when I kill them? I do have a shag ton of, like, materials. How much gil do I have? I must have, like, 60k or some shit. 68,000. Good God! And then the ability points. Right. I should do that. Limit break. I could upgrade that. It could do with being stronger, honestly. What does upgrade doing it anyway? Adds a second limit break gauge. Adds a third limit break gauge. Do I not already have a second one? Semi-prime, that's what they call it. Sounds goofy. Ignition. Really enjoy that. What was the one I wanted? I want to get this Phoenix. Yes, Flames of Rebirth. Someone a massive pillar of fire that burns all enemies caught within the flame. Which also partially restores claims. Okay. That's 16 hundo. Okay, we'll get that. Nice. That looks so badass. Question is, can I equip it? I'm assuming it has to take over for one of these, does it? Yup. I wonder what the cooldown is for this. Did they ever tell you that? Some of them have wicked long cooldown. That was nice to do some of that stuff there. I said I'll only do the side quests that have a plus on them. If I miss something else, so be it. So I can upgrade that. That's another 2300. See, powerful shit's gonna cost a lot. And then upgrading it will increase its number of hits. I worry about this one. No, that's really good. Okay, cool. I thought it was it says a pillar of fire, which makes you think a circle. But it's not. It's actually, if you look closely, it's actually shooting missiles everywhere. I fuck with that. I would still shoot it right in their face, though. Between that and ignition, like, the fire stuff is completely brokenly OP. Alright, let's grab a save and move over and do some farts.